What is up, everybody?
Hi.
We have a fun night in store. We have some very fun pours in store. We have some very fun company in store. Fun company.
Good company? Fun times?
No, fun company. That was like a blast from the past. That triggered in elementary school, K through 4. Our after school care was called Fun Company. Miss Darlene was the, yeah.
That's not my story.
Shout out to Miss Darlene.
I'm sure she's watching
great
this.
Great lady. But yeah, we got a ton of you guys in chat. We had some technical difficulties on both sides. We were having some problems. Everything was going crazy. The odds were against us, but nevertheless, we prevailed. So we are here.
Am I dramatic? Drama queen much?
Always. We got 91 in chat now. More for sure to fill in now that we are live. We do have a lot of familiar names in chat, and it's great to see you all.
Yeah.
I would love to call you out individually, but we got a lot of ground to cover tonight. We got a lot of pours, and we need to space them out. So yeah, I see.
Gotta get started.
David's in here at this very moment. Josh is overthinking something, and Aaron is giving him the side eye. We're actually pretty chill leading into this, so we're good. We've had a good day.
It's been a good day.
We've recorded 3 videos. So that was fun. And then I did a live stream.
You did?
Which during that pop-up live stream for Patreon, we talked about this bottle right here, which is coming out Saturday. This is our...
As you can see, we've had some of it.
A little bit. This is our National Barrel Company single barrel rye selection. This is a 12-year MGP rye barrel 662, 119 proof. Aptly named because National Barrel Company prizes these bottles quite a bit. It's next month's budget. So old Benji boy there has got the Stuff and Whiskey sensor, see no evil on his eyes. This is a freaking awesome bottle. It's
a powerhouse. If you don't like powerhouses or brick houses,
I think it's got
you
a lot
don't belong here.
I think it's got a lot of balance.
A brick house.
Okay.
I had to say that.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm great.
It's got a lot of depth and richness, and it's very balanced to me. I think the other night when you tried it, like you weren't calling it a brick house on the pick. It was by far the best barrel on the pick. We tasted 6 barrels.
For sure.
This thing has got a huge vanilla foundation on it, like vanilla ice cream almost, homemade vanilla ice cream. And then you get like this gingerbread cookie type of vibe on it. And then there's like this peppermint cooling sensation, like an effervescence without the peppermint flavor note. So it's very much a bourbon drinker's rye. I don't say this often about our stuff because I like to be pretty reserved. This is truly a very, very special bottle of rye whiskey that goes toe-to-toe with some of the very best limited editions that have ever been released. Don't sleep on this one just because it's National Barrel Company and you don't really know much about them, or you think it's just a standard run-of-the-mill 12-year MGP rye. This is a monster barrel. We were very lucky to get it, and we tasted quite a few other barrels, and I've had quite a few NBC ryes. I've never had one like this. So there's only 110 of these, and they're releasing Saturday to the Patreon community. And then if they make it through that, they'll open up to everyone else. We also have some updated details on our annual event, our 2025 annual gathering that we're putting together. So look out for that over on Patreon if you are a Patreon member. And the last order of housekeeping before we bring our guests on are that we have...
What do we have?
We have the same pours that we are going to be tasting tonight with Dustin and Kaylin. We have a flight for you guys up for grabs for those who so choose to donate at the link at the top of the video description. Or I guess I probably should have just pulled this up beforehand so I could post it in chat. Let me just post this in chat real quick and pin it.
Okay.
There we go. So for every $5, we'll get you entered in to win that. I can pin it once I go over here. Every $5 will get you entered to win that.
The
flight. And let me mute that. I did it real quick. All right. Things I should have ironed out beforehand, and I didn't. So, all right. So yeah, this is gonna be a ton of fun. We are going to bring our guests on, Dustin and Kaylin. They're a great channel. They're a great whiskey channel.
What's their channel name?
On the Barrel.
Okay.
It's tagged literally in this video
live
stream description.
But I just wanted you to say it because
or title. Yeah.
They have names, but they also have a channel.
But we will bring them on and we'll talk. Like, I could give an introduction and everything, but I would much rather do the introduction with them on the screen. It's way better that way. So
let's do it.
We're gonna go ahead and bring them in here. Dustin and Kaylin, how are you guys doing tonight?
We're good. Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Yes. We got it.
Winning.
We nailed it. We are almost professional whiskey YouTubers.
Almost. So close.
Yeah, doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We had a really good day. So good weekend. Good day.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so nice to meet you guys, and thank you so much for asking us to come on. This is so cool. I'm
Absolutely,
so
and
jealous.
sending us all of this.
Yeah.
Well,
Josh loves sending whiskey to people, so I feel like sending flights to people is like his love language. I don't know.
Well, and the problem with bottles is that they're not bottomless, and you can't send all the things you want to send to everybody. But I thought this would be a really cool opportunity. I wanted to intro you guys on screen just for a few specific reasons. You know, I watch a lot of Whiskey Tube just to kind of pass the time, and there's a bunch of channels out there. And I want to tip my hat to you guys first off for the production quality. It is something that is very, very important to me on all channels that I watch.
I couldn't tell that production quality matters to you.
It's just, you know, it's as a longtime photography nerd that has learned video in the last few years. I think it's like there's a part of me that feels like it's a, what's the word I'm looking for here?
I don't know.
Like it's respectful to the audience for them giving us their time. Like they give us their time. So like to have good production quality is nice in that way, but also it just looks dang good. And you guys look dang good tonight, and we really appreciate y'all being here.
Wow.
That means so much coming from you, because you have the crispiest Whiskey Tube videos.
Crispiest. I like that.
And
I feel like that's a compliment you could have given. The best compliment you could have given Josh is that we have the crispiest YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Well, one of the things I'll say about you guys as well is the editing, and we will get into there's going to be some channel talk. We're going to talk about the whiskey we're going to be drinking, but there's going to be some channel talk as well, all kinds of stuff. But with that said, let's go ahead and get this first glass up. We got sample number 1.
This looks like a very well hydrated human.
Yeah.
Can assure you that that's not what it
No,
is.
I can't wait.
You know you want this.
You know what I should do real quick?
It's sterile, right?
Yes.
What do you do?
We got our stuff and whiskey Glencairns. Thank you.
Oh,
Yep.
Hey,
Makes it taste
those.
better, I hear, actually.
It does. It does. Facts.
I knew you guys. You said you had Glens because you were. That was a bit of a bit going on for a minute. I mean, probably not a bit. You probably just.
We truly didn't have enough.
Yeah.
To be fair, who in their right mind really needs all the Glens that we need for the content that we do?
Not many people.
But here we are. So
yeah.
I'm trying to pull this screen. Oh, here we go.
I already snuck a sniff.
There we go. So
that's fine. I want to drink it. I'm
subconscious.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
Well, we'll just go ahead and I know Aaron, much like Kaylin, you guys don't like to faff around. Let's just go ahead and get it down the hatch. So cheers, you guys.
Cheers,
friends.
Cheers, everybody in chat for being here.
Don't break the camera. We have had too many technical issues.
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, it is fruity.
It smells fruity. I want to drink it.
All right. We'll talk about notes and all that stuff here in a minute. Let's just go ahead and get this one down the hatch.
Is this an Irish?
So here's what I will say.
It tastes good.
Here's what I will say. I think I should probably let you guys and chat know what's going on with this flight. These pours are a series of pours that are a journey of pours that have, in some way or another.
Also, pause. If you see me typing over here, I'm getting the super chats in, guys. So if I don't acknowledge that you super chatted, don't worry. I will get you.
Yeah.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
So they are a series of pours that kind of take you through not necessarily a journey of our whiskey journey. That actually would have, one of those pours would have started with a bottle that I did find on your Only Drams list, Hibiki Harmony.
Oh, yeah.
Like the first neat pour that I ever tried that could open me up to all the flavors that whiskey could have to offer when sipping neat.
I had just started dating this man, and we're sitting on a couch in his apartment, and he's talking about
In your apartment?
No, it was in your
We're
apartment.
downtown.
We're in somebody's apartment, and he's talking about how this whiskey makes him feel like he's in a field of flowers, and I'm like, this dude is psycho. Like,
And then you signed right up for date number 2.
and then I'm like, yeah, sign me up. I want more of this guy.
Oh, that was
crazy.
she was already hooked.
I was already hooked at that point.
That was-
I was in like 3rd date. I was a goner.
That was like double-digit dates when the
Yeah.
Hibiki Harmony happened.
yeah.
Which, funny enough, happened because I saw Whiskey Tribe, Whiskey Vault recommend that. And then this yellow thing is distracting the heck out of me. I'm going to turn that off real quick. It's just us. We don't, everybody knows who's talking.
Mhm.
It helps in a big group. But
Yeah.
they had a video about Hibiki Harmony. And I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. I'll go pick up a bottle. I was trying to get that in Buffalo Trace, and I got the Harmony, but I couldn't find Buffalo Trace. And I was like, oh, this is really good whiskey. This is really cool. I said it was like stepping out of a forest, a densely covered forest into a meadow that you could feel the sun shining down on you.
Why don't you have tasting notes like that anymore?
Because now I'm a nerd, and it's just not fun anymore.
You
It's
got
too
snotty
analytical.
with it.
You guys know how it is.
No, I
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
Tell me how it is.
No, you're absolutely not wrong, though. That's exactly how I would have described Hibiki to somebody.
Yeah.
This tastes like Raisinets, like or like
Ooh.
movie candy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
So in the 8 pours that we have, one of them I know you guys have had before. The other 7, at least according to your Only Drams, obviously there may not be everything listed on there. These other 7 are not on there, and there are some pours in here that I would be very surprised if you've tried before. Potentially the other 7 that I know you don't own. So this will be very interesting.
That was a cryptic.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm even
Wow,
more
you did your
excited.
homework.
I did a little homework.
Whatever this is like juicy. Like,
Yeah. It is juicy.
Yeah, she a
it,
juicy
like,
gal.
coats your tongue in like a juicy fruit like sweetness.
I
don't know
definitely
if I've
know
ever
where
had
you're
anything
coming
like that.
from when you said Irish whiskey right off the bat, though, Aaron. It
Mhm.
had that vibe to me too.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know if it does anymore, but my first sip.
Are we going to reveal these as we go, or at the
At the
end
end.
and then come back?
I think we'll work through the first 7
Okay.
and just get some kind of initial impressions, and then we will do the kind of the reveal on the first 7, and then we'll go from there into the 8th pour and all that stuff. So it will be fun. So you guys are feeling, how are you feeling about glass 1? I'm going to take some notes here, just so brief preliminary notes. So we have things to reference. I'm just going to kind of put a tag on each glass.
Sure.
So are we calling glass 1? It's the juicy Irish glass. Is that
The
how we're
juicy
feeling?
Irishman.
The
Yeah.
juicy Irishman.
It's nice. It's light. It's not too heavy.
Nice way to warm the palate up, right?
Wow.
So I felt like this would be a good place to start. I don't know if you guys did warm your palate up before this or not.
No, I got to survive this.
Don't blame you.
It is a little ambitious, to be honest with you. I mean, I started pouring stuff and I was like, oh, but I want to include that. Oh, but I want to include that.
No,
Oh.
Dustin, I was upstairs and Dustin was getting stuff set up down here, and he shouted up to me like, "There's 8 samples," and I was like, "No, like 4 and 4, right? Like 4 for you, 4 for me." And he's like, "No, 8."
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh.
Josh
then
was
we-
telling me. Oh, go ahead.
We now have like all of these black and gold Glencairns that you can't see for like blinds and stuff.
Yeah.
But I now don't have enough clear
Yeah.
Glencairns. So the last half
That's
of
the
this,
next purchase.
the last half of this is going to be all completely blind.
Nice.
Nice. So glass 1, thumbs up, thumbs down. How you guys feeling?
Yeah, I liked it.
I like that
I
one a
thought that
lot.
was a nice, good palate starter.
Okay.
I agree.
So as we get glass 2 out here, I will say, speaking of starters, my introduction to you guys' channel, like the algorithm, the almighty algorithm, shows you so many things. And there's only so many hours in a day to watch things. But the first video of you guys I saw, the algorithm popped up with the Evan Williams video. And if I'm not mistaken, Kaylin, was that the first video that you were actually on the channel for?
Yeah. Yep. That was supposed to be the first and maybe the last.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, that was her first appearance. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was always planned to be a guest. Like this was your thing. Like I don't.
Yeah, initially I was just like, oh, I'll have you on, like,
like a guest
for fun from time to time, and then like, it was really fun for us. After we did it, we were like, we should just do that, and then that was really fun. And B, like, it seemed like, the audience really enjoyed Kaylin's take on a lot of stuff.
Well, it's fun when you can bounce off of another person in the room.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
People find it weird when you just start talking to yourself as if you're two different people. So
that's not weird.
It's good if there's another person there.
Yeah, it's nice that there's an actual human you're talking
sound off too. Yeah, and we have a small house, so when he was down here doing the videos, like the first however many you did by yourself, it was a little funny because I found myself listening in to like what he was saying. We have like a 900 square foot house, and I'm literally right above.
And even if she like steps, our wooden floors would like creak, and then it would pick up on the mic. So I'm just like, you have to stay still and make no noise for the next hour.
Don't move.
Or
if we was
be
going
on
to
camera.
continue this, I was going to have to be a part of it. It wasn't going to work out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Well, I think that, one of the things when I'm kind of curious what sparked you guys. I mean, even Kaylin, before you got on the channel, Dustin, for you to start the channel, I've heard you say it before, I believe, but I'm kind of curious.
Glass 2 while we're doing this?
Yeah, we can kind of get into glass 2 a little bit. I think one of the things with us was like, I kind of wanted to learn video, and I never really knew video. So that kind of got us started, and then it kind of caught on. But I think a lot of the appeal, at least originally for us, was that I am a very big whiskey nerd, and I care about, this, that, and the other, and mash bills and tasting notes and all that stuff. And Erin literally could not care less. Like, she gives absolutely,
I just want to drink it.
No rips whatsoever about anything. And she's like, let's just hang out and have some drinks. And that's kind of the vibe that you guys have as well. And I'm just kind of curious, Dustin, how you got started on doing the channel in the first place. And then Kaylin, give me some whiskey background just in general. Like, how did you guys find whiskey? And then, how did this
a multifaceted question.
And
one
then,
at a time, sir.
And then how did it lead into the channel? Like, it's a progression.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll try and give at least a quick answer to all of that. So like, in terms of starting the channel, I too have always been into like making videos and nerding out about the tech that goes into making videos. And I've also been a musician since high school, and I have a music channel as well. Shameless plug if you want to check it out. Just my name. But I've made music videos over there for like many years. And so the video aspect is always fun. And then when Vine was a thing, if we all remember that app,
taking us back.
Yeah, that like was an interesting time where like my stuff and a friend of mine's who also lives here in Minnesota, we both kind of blew up on that app a little bit. And so like I started really getting into like editing for comedic effect then is where sort of that all started. And so I really enjoy the editing aspect of everything too, which is why ours is pretty heavily edited, to my own detriment, probably because it takes forever and then we don't get as many videos out, but it's fun to do. And so, that on the video side is sort of how I, wanted to do videos about whiskey. The actual whiskey came in, honestly, shortly after I turned 21 back in the day. I was at the time really getting into like smoking cigars and even like smoking pipe tobacco with both my brothers.
This was before me.
Yeah, this is before.
Well,
Although,
actually, it was technically after me because we dated in high school.
Yeah.
For 7 years, we spent apart, and then we didn't speak, and when we weren't friends during that time.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got
There's a story I want to hear there.
reintroduced.
We'll circle back to that.
We'll circle back to that.
So he did pipe tobacco smoking in the interim time.
Yeah, that was before.
That would not have lasted.
No.
Put the kibosh on that.
Yeah. But I always like, I don't know. I'm also somebody probably like you. I've also noticed a lot of watches that you wear, Josh, and I assume maybe you're a watch guy. But
yeah, definitely.
But like the I just have an appreciation for like the intricacies and craft in things like whiskey or watches or videos or anything like that. So whiskey naturally, like after cigars and stuff, it's sort of its other half in some ways. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to get into like Scotch specifically. I was like, I always see people drinking Scotch. I just want to do that. And so I went and bought a bottle of Johnny Walker Red Label. Was my first whiskey purchase ever. And it was like the tiny little, like, whatever, the 375 bottle or something. And I know I didn't even buy an actual size. And so I brought it home and like poured it. And I was expecting it to taste like, sweet brown sugar. Like, and I remember the first drink and I was like, this tastes like wood.
I think there's like a tiny snippet missing here. His favorite alcohol, like just right prior to that, was like Midori melon liqueur.
All right, so you got a sweet tooth on you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
So,
This one, by the way, this one tastes a little grassy to me, like a little bit more on the wet, grassy, earthy side.
I see
We're on
there.
number 2, right?
I'm getting pink erasers on it.
Oh,
interesting.
Can you?
She's a big school supply gal.
Yeah.
This one over here.
I get a lot of school supplies stuff on whiskey. Pencil
I
shaving.
haven't been around an eraser recently enough.
Yeah, I guess maybe I have. I don't know. It just comes to mind sometimes. Pink erasers and pencil shavings I get on things a lot.
That makes sense.
The power suggestion is really strong because as I was smelling Glass 2, and Dustin, you were talking about pipe tobacco. That's what I got on Glass 2.
For sure. Yeah.
So funny enough, I actually I was the one who bartended and was in the service industry, and I even lived in New York for, we'll call it months, not years. And bartended 3 different jobs, and it was all craft bartending when I was there, and more rum and cokes when I came home to Minnesota. But I was the one who was around alcohol all the time, and maybe that's why I wasn't quite so nerdy about it as he was, because I just sort of was done with it when I was done.
Yeah.
With it. But yeah,
you're been there, done that, lived that life already.
Yeah.
But yeah, then other than that, I just then started watching. I remember I first started watching Ralphie for Scotch videos, literally. I mean, this was all the way back in 2010 probably, or 2009.
Oh, you were early wave.
Yeah, and so I would just buy bottles and then I'd literally sit and watch his videos and taste along, because then you then start to look for certain things instead of just drinking it and you're like, oh my God, what is this? If you have sort of a guide to walk you through what you should be tasting or what you're looking for.
Some might call it a spirits guide.
Oh,
sorry.
You guys have similar humor.
I'll see myself
go.
Oh my gosh.
But,
what about you guys? How did you get started? Did you both start right away on the channel?
Yeah. It was us together.
Yeah.
Because Josh tried to do something by himself and he was like, nah, this sucks, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I did. So when I got really nerdy about whiskey, I got involved in a local bourbon community, and through a Facebook group type of thing. And I hate and despise and detest Facebook with almost every fiber of my being. And I never want to be on there, but I would get on there for this group. And there were some local meetups and things like that. And it was really cool. People sharing samples and being really generous. And it was a really awesome thing in that regard. And I had gotten a number of allocated bottles as well as a number, or I had plenty of available bottles, but I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do a bracket, like a blind bracket. So I got all these little sample jars and set up this bracket where I was double blind on each thing all the way through. And it was a lot of work to do it, but I did it. And what I found at the end of it was that like almost all the allocated stuff that I was trying to hunt lost in the first or second round. And then the stuff that ended up winning the bracket was like stuff I could just go buy regularly. And I would record the rounds. I would go like Facebook Live and record the rounds within the group, and people seemed to like it, but it was painstaking to like watch back because of I was just doing it on my phone, and I was like, this quality sucks. And so I tried to record something with my camera, my photography camera that also has video capabilities. And I was like, okay, like I see that there's something here, but like, I do not need to do this by myself. At the same time, Aaron and I had been married, and we were already married, but we had talked about for a long time doing some type of creative project together, because we both have a photography background. And we had talked about doing a podcast and this, that, and the other. And we could never really figure out what it was. And there would be times at the end of the night where I would just, the way our house is set up is like, it's like a 1960s split level. And like the downstairs is like, we call it Aaron's sanctuary. And the upstairs is
got the big TV and a big comfy couch.
Yeah. And so at the end of the night, she'd go down there and crash out, and I'd go down there to watch a show, and with you, and I would pour something before I came downstairs from up here, and she'd take mooches off of it, which is kind of funny. Whiskey Tribe, Whiskey Vault, they have the Somm and the mooch. And I'd be like, how many mooches do you want tonight? Because I need to know how much I pour, because I know how much whiskey I want to drink.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, 2 mooches. And I'm like, okay. So I'd pour whatever I wanted to drink that night. And then I would go downstairs and sit down, and she'd take 2 sips, and she'd be like, oh, this tastes like the rocking chair in front of a Cracker Barrel or something.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was watching a lot of Whiskey Tube, and I was like, I don't see this on Whiskey Tube, at least with high production level, like everybody who has high production level comes across like they really know what they're talking about. And then, there's also what I felt was more relatable at the time. And that was just the position I was in at that time. So no shade to anybody, but for me, it was like, I don't see this. I think this could be cool to put this out there and just see what happens. And so we just did it as like a fun thing to hang out.
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, I'll do it as long as it's fun, but when it stops being fun, I'm out. Like, I can drink this by myself without the hassle. So I'm like, when it's not fun, I'm out. But that was almost 4 years ago. So I'm still here. It's still fun.
I do ask Kaylin all the time, like afterwards a lot. I'm just like, you still having fun? Was that fun to film?
Yeah.
Like,
not every day is fun, but
a couple of times when the camera cuts and he sees my face go from like the smile that it was to just immediately like,
when is dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because I can't sometimes control that. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, there are weeks that are harder where you're like, we want to get the stuff out. I don't think we've really made any like hard promises, although I do think at this point, if we missed a Mystery Monday, all hell might break loose. But like, I feel like in general, we've tried to not set it up with too much promise yet, because we're in this super transitional period of our life where we're moving and you can't see behind us, but it's complete chaos. And so it's just, so there's only so much we can offer right now, but we have all these dreams about what we want to do, what he wants to do.
Well, I think the thing I found is that like you've got the foundation, and like the people will cheer you on. So you just got to do what's right for you. So don't feel, I have to tell him this all the time, don't feel the pressure to produce things if it's going to put you in a bad spot, because the people will still be there when you do put something out. So I'll tell you what I tell him. Like, do what's best for you.
Good advice. Yeah.
No, that is good. and like honestly, this community in general is like one of the best on the internet to be a part of and like interact with. Like, it's
100%.
Nothing but fun and nice people. So I mean, every once in a while we get the the rogue comment.
Well, those ones make me laugh a lot too.
I think somebody called Kaylin a dingbat once.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. Well, you know, if the shoe fits.
You definitely get some rogue comments from time to time. But by and large, I mean, I think probably since, I mean, as far back as I can remember, like, I mean, I started, like, when I was a kid, I was like skateboarding at 12 years old, and then I was into cars and car stereos and racing and watches and
You like
shoes
to
and this
find
and that.
hobbies that have communities around
Yeah.
them.
And so I've been involved in a lot
Yeah.
of that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
And I say this, and I cannot, there are no more words that are more sincere that come out of my mouth, other than that I love you and I love my daughter, is that this is the best community.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been involved
Yeah.
in so many different communities that I thought were the best until I found the whiskey community. And it's just,
Yeah.
it's unreal how cool and supportive.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, it's the best, man.
Speaking
It's the
of
best.
unreal things, what did we think about this?
Yeah. Glass 2. How you guys
Oh,
feeling?
Yep.
I got grassy. I still feel that way, like kind of wheat and grass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
getting some like good dark barrel, like wood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
Like I feel like it tastes like a wallet, you know, like a bifold
Ooh,
leather
oh,
wallet.
leather, like a
Dang.
That's a
dark-
great call.
dark leather. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that.
and it's not a new wallet. That wallet's been
No,
sat
yeah.
on for many years.
Yep, exactly. It's imprinted the like pants pocket with a square, you know, on the back of the jeans.
Yeah. Very interesting. Do you guys like this more or less? I'm going to call this the grassy wallet pour.
I mean,
Better,
Oh, I forgot.
more or less than the first glass.
I think they're
I
different.
mean, they're so drastically different.
I
It's
feel
so
like they're
hard.
too different to tell. I like
This
them
is-
equivocally. I don't know.
Equivalently?
Equally.
It's too big.
That's the thing I do all the time. It's like I try to use the word.
Yeah. Just
that's-
return back to the baseline. It's equal.
Yeah.
Equal but different.
All right. I will accept your equal but different answer. You're
They
going to
are-
get that a lot during this flight.
are
So you
different,
will
yeah.
have to make some hard decisions.
No,
at some
they're all going to be even at the end.
Mm-mm. I told you guys backstage, none of these are our barrel picks. You don't have to be.
But you also just said that this is not a rating system.
Well,
Yeah,
You-
you did say we don't have to rank these.
you do need to at least determine a favorite in the end.
Oh,
that
you're
we can-
tricking.
You
so
did
that-
not say
I
that
did.
up front.
No, because remember we
No.
have to compare it to the 8th
Oh
sample.
yeah, you did.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
can we
I bet at the end I could find my favorite. Yeah.
You buried that lead. You
Yeah.
said, well, yeah, you didn't tell us that like clearly.
It's okay. You know,
All right.
relationships sometimes start with a little dishonesty.
Yeah, doesn't every relationship start with a little dishonesty? Sure, I love basketball.
Football.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one.
Basketball or football.
Is it? Are you having 3 in your hand?
Yeah, so we're moving on to 3 now.
Yeah, I'm trying to push him along.
I have to
So
remind
One
myself.
smells like apple skins, like
Oh.
yeah, like red apple skins.
oh, I got something, but I can't. It's like familiar, but I can't think of it.
That's exactly how I feel right now. I don't know what it is, but it
Oh my
smells like a
gosh.
something.
Yes.
Well, the thing is when you're completely double blind and you have no, like, it could be anything. I find that to be way more difficult
Okay.
Yeah.
Hear
to,
me
to
out.
get a beat on things.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
You know, like when you make a cake out of a boxed mix,
Mhm.
but you're mixing it up and the ingredients are still wet. You haven't baked the cake yet.
Mhm.
This is what that. It smells like the wet.
like wet
cake
batter.
mix. Yeah, the cake batter. Cake batter.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's
a
the
good
one.
call.
That's it.
Oh,
And
you-
it's funfetti. It's funfetti
yeah.
cake batter.
Yes,
Oh,
that's exactly. You're right. It's like the
Wow.
in the
It
bowl,
is.
but the powders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
All
That's
right.
what it is.
You have
I'm gonna-
you have a great nostril to memory
Yeah.
part of your brain.
That is such a
connection.
hard thing. I mean,
I-
we talk all the time about how fleeting thoughts can be,
Oh.
and like I feel so strongly that I know it's something, and then I'll never get it. I'll never
Yeah,
get
and
it.
it's like right there. You can almost see it, but it's like not quite visible. It's the worst
Yeah.
when you can't get
But
it.
that's another thing that's been fun about this is I feel like you stretch this part of your brain. Like you kind of like, it's like stretching your memory and stretching your brain a little bit. It's a nice little exercise. And then you're also, probably killing a couple brain cells at the same time.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
it's like one step forward, two steps
Allegedly.
back.
Allegedly.
It's fine.
You know what brain cells you kill in that? The reduction in stress and
What?
the increase in serotonin or whatever chemical gets emitted when you're having a good time with friends is like it's got to far outweigh the brain cells you're losing.
What?
Yeah, I was just watching it. I wanted to see your reaction to this because it's
Do you think you know what this is?
No, I just no. It's just so wild to me. I wanted to see if you had it, but it's so far.
It tastes like beer.
This could be the one that you guys
a
have.
little yeasty, like a beer barrel something.
It's not as sweet on the palate as it was on the nose.
I got like super like tart, like sour almost.
Yeah,
Maybe sour yeast.
it's almost like a sweet and sour type of situation going on.
I don't know. I get like bread yeast at the back, and I like that actually. That is a note that I like oddly really care for.
Kaylin loves some good yeast.
I love a good yeasty moment.
Dang it.
Also, I have to say, this gives me like flavored coffee grounds vibes.
Oh yeah.
Like a blueberry flavored coffee.
I got that at the end there.
Ground up.
Blueberry flavored. Oh, you're speaking my.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to call this one? What are we going to title this pour here?
This is my favorite so far. We can title it that, but
Yeah, it's just so like
I like that coffee ground. Like maybe like for me, it's like a yeasty coffee beer, like a coffee ale.
Yeasty coffee
before
beer.
production, like before it's completely produced, before canning.
I think
We're gonna
it's
call
called
this
coffee ale.
The yeasty
beer
coffee.
bread.
Yeasty coffee ale.
Yeasty coffee beer.
Or you could take the yeasty part out if you want and call it bread.
I like that word, yeasty.
Super palatable.
It's like moist.
I think we had a blooper at some point on one video where we said something was yeasty, and then for some reason, my mind, the way it works, I was like, could you imagine telling someone, like, you say that about a glass, but I was like, could you imagine telling a person that they smell yeasty? And then
That'd be a compliment.
I started cracking myself up with that, and then it was all downhill.
You could, if you wanted to. You could see how it goes.
No, I don't know if you should ever treat someone the way that you talk about a whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
All right, I'm gonna put the yeasty coffee beer / blueberry thing.
Yeah. That blueberry coffee is really coming through more and more the more it sits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it leaves just like a tanginess on my tongue.
Maybe like a coffee cake.
That's what she said.
Kaylin, your favorite so far, huh?
That one's my favorite so far.
I think 2 is still. Oh,
okay. Yeah. The old grassy wallet.
Grass.
I can see that. I mean, I could see any one of these first 3 being anyone's favorites. I don't think I would think they were crazy for that. They're all quite different.
So you know at this moment. So this is not blind to you.
Yeah.
It's single blind, right?
No,
or no?
I was going to be single blind, but I decided I wanted to take you guys through a very specific and intentional journey tonight.
Okay.
And so that's what we're doing. I'm not blind at all.
I'm on this journey.
Dustin didn't do research for a living, so I don't know. Like, single blind means. I'm just kidding. So he knows what's going on, and none of the rest of us do.
Correct. Yeah, that's all in the dark.
For a living.
Yeah, for a living.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I thought you said for living. Like, it didn't even show up to life today.
Yeah, I just
for living.
Sundays, I'm not even here.
All right, now we're in our double blind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish you guys could see the colors on some of these.
Glass 4.
Yeah, we're going into glass 4 here.
That'll be the next purchase. The next time we get together.
Well, I do have the samples here. We can look.
Yeah, that's true. We do have these.
Yeah,
there's 4.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you got a view of the color there.
Yeah.
Check that color out right there. It's a very regular, colorful color of whiskey color.
Yeah.
I will say I wanted to circle back a little bit. There's so many things I want to talk to you guys about, but you had mentioned the Johnny Walker Red being your first bottle ever, Dustin. And I used to live at this place, and I've learned my lesson with inexpensive haircuts over the years. I used to live in a place that had this.
Don't give out too much information. This is the.
It's not, and the place is moved anyways.
Okay.
I'm not gonna dox myself.
Okay. No, I didn't want you to like dox the guy and then like him come after you.
I don't. Well, that's
with his fingernail.
That's a fair point. I went to this place called Ooh La La Salon. That was in a strip mall. Haircuts were $12 flat. When you walked in, I don't like.
Oh, this is like Cheerios.
He was, I think, Turkish. He was speaking a language that I did not know nor recognize in any shape, form, or whatever. He had a Bluetooth ear set in, pulled back ponytail, very long pinky nail, these like iridescent scissors that he would go to town with you. he never spoke to you directly. He was always on the phone with someone speaking a language I did not understand. And then quick, efficient haircuts. He was always polite and nice, but never like over the top. But when you sat down, he would be like, would you like something to drink? And he's like, we have water, soda, whiskey. And I was like, yeah, whiskey. And it was always Johnny Walker Red. So he's just like, he's just cutting my hair with these iridescent scissors and this long pinky nail and on his Bluetooth headset. And I can't get a word in edgewise, but I'm just drinking Johnny Walker Red with my $12 haircut.
Wow, what an experience.
At Ooh La La Salon.
How long did you go there for?
My goodness.
Years.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where was that? Where was that at?
Yeah, what's the address?
In the Nashville,
In
the Nashville area.
Okay.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And you guys, are you guys in Illinois?
No,
Where
we're
are
in
you?
Nashville, Tennessee.
You are in Nashville. Okay.
I was born in Illinois, and my
Gotcha,
family
okay.
lives outside of Springfield.
I thought there was an Illinois reference. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my family is outside of Springfield, but I was born there. I don't even remember living there, but my family is there now.
Okay.
And you guys are, and I'm born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's where we're at now. And
I hear that. Yeah.
I love the city. Do you really?
I was born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee.
The funny
Yeah.
thing is that if I talk to people around here,
If I talked to
they will tell you that I don't have a country twang.
Sure.
Anybody else from anywhere else, it is
Yeah.
very evident. So
No, you're
that's
yeah.
absolutely how I feel about Minnesota accent. Is like around here, I feel like we have a very subtle Minnesota
Well,
accent.
there are times I can hear it
But
myself.
if I
and
am
will
anywhere else in the
say it.
country, there's like, oh, you're getting on your boat today?
you.
And just that's
I went to school in North Carolina, so there was a lot of things I got made fun of there that I realized the differences pretty quickly.
Mm.
You know, I wasn't otherwise aware of it before that.
Yeah, that was the same for me. I lived in Memphis, Tennessee for a lot of my growing up. But then when I was 16, I moved to Columbus, Ohio. And I didn't know up until that point that I had a Southern accent until I moved to Ohio. And then I was told that I had a Southern accent. And I was like, no, I don't. I lost it real quick.
as you're fanning yourself.
Yeah. Well, I declare. Okay, so last four real quick before we get into more talking. Have you tried it yet?
I haven't sipped it yet.
Okay,
I've just been smelling it.
If you haven't sipped it, go and sip it now.
All right. Cheers, y'all.
Okay, cheers.
This one's really balanced to me. Like I don't taste it. Like I taste some fruit, but not a lot. I taste some, like oakiness, not a ton, a little bit of sugar, not a lot, like very like clean across the board.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. It's nice.
Dustin's having all kinds, he's bobbing and weaving over there.
It was taking me one direction and then it took me another.
Whoa.
Two directions.
Where were you going?
At first it was like fruitiness, and then it became like caramel baking spicy, and now it's wood and more bitter. What the heck?
It's not super sweet, like just a little bit of sweetness. It's good. I think it's really pleasant. It's very balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah.
If I didn't really enjoy like more funky things, I would say this is my new favorite, but I think I'm still on number 3 because I just kind of like that a little bit more different.
That personality that 3 brings. Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely a little bit of to the point of it being balanced. Like I know what this is, but sipping it right now, whether I knew what it was or not, it feels kind of like, if you're like, what are the flavors of whiskey? Please check the flavors of whiskey. Like this checks like every single box in a flavor of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it for sure does.
It has like a little leafy taste at the end for me, like kind of like tea, but just subtle. And
Like
after it sits in your mouth for a second, like just kind of like leaves, fall leaves.
Ooh,
I don't eat leaves regularly, but if I did, I imagine that's what this would taste like.
Just like this.
Yeah.
On holidays.
Distilled leaf right here.
So
just one time a year.
So I'm trying to balance like checking in with chat every once in a while, just kind of glancing over there, but like just really enjoying hanging with you guys as well. I do want to call out JG just because his comment was so right here at the top. One Direction. I knew it was Dustin.
Oh,
This wasn't him.
I think people think that you're a lot younger than you are.
Oh, thanks.
Think so?
I just want to call it out that he's not that young.
Okay. Well, there's the end of that compliment.
I'm just kidding. No,
Well,
I
there
know
was a
that
comment.
relatively we're younger, but we're not. I don't think we're as young as they might think we are.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what anyone thinks. I
There
mean, I
was a
did just
comment
say I
that-
turned 21 in
Yeah,
2000.
I'm 35.
You guys are
Yeah.
you guys are at least 21.
Yeah.
We can verify that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there was a comment that someone said like Dustin looked 22
Yeah.
up like
Oh, my
earlier.
goodness.
No, I would have.
Yeah, I'll take it.
No, we actually have the same birthday, but
Yeah.
he is 1 year older.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really?
See, she
Yeah.
goes for the younger ones over
Yeah,
here.
I'm a
It's-
year
Oh.
older than him.
yeah.
Is it a year and a
I
half?
wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
Wait, you're older than him?
I
That's not
am.
true.
I mean, truly, I thought you guys were pretty similar in age, but I would have thought that he was. No offense, sorry. But
It's
No,
the,
not-
it's the gray.
Not thinking- it's the grays of salt and
I
pepper.
get my gray covered up.
You know. Yeah. No, you're not shy about your age.
I'm 42. I'll be 43 next month.
you look fantastic.
Yeah, you guys are killing it.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
41.
I'm gonna say it's the whiskey.
Yeah.
It's gotta be, right?
Well, I didn't start drinking whiskey till I was in my 30s, so
Yeah.
maybe that was it.
So you guys had are you both from Minnesota originally?
Yeah, we went to high school together.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
That's right.
I want to hear
But-
this.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear. Okay, you went
Well,
to high school. Hold
Go
on.
ahead. Yeah, go.
You went to high school together. Then you were apart for 7 years.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
brought
Yeah.
you back together?
Yeah, so we broke up right before college, and it was a kind of the classic. Like, I was going off to college.
Yeah.
He's a musician, so he was going to pursue a professional,
Yeah.
musical career, and wasn't going to do the traditional college route.
Mhm.
And I could just see the writing on the wall. I was starting to, hang out with some people I knew I was going to be going to school with. I was, going to more gatherings and things like that. And our friendship groups were splitting off a little bit in different directions. And I was like, I don't think this is going to go well, and didn't want to have any hurtful situations occur,
Oh, thank
heading
you.
off to college. So we broke up. I say it's mutual, but it isn't.
Well, at the time, yeah, I mean,
Time.
at the time, I didn't have a heart anymore for a good.
Yeah.
Aw.
I think we both recognize, right, that
Yeah.
it was a good thing. So I went to college at UW Madison for a couple of years, and then I transferred to the University of Minnesota, and then I went to grad school in North Carolina, and then I lived in New York for a short time. Then I came home, and so after that, like 7 years of time of traveling and going to different schools, and finally ending up back in Minnesota again. I don't remember why. I think you had texted me because he was going to New York, and he knew through the grapevine that I had lived there for a period, and he wanted some recommendations or whatever. And so he reached out to me at some point. And then I think too, like I might have gone to one of your like concert.
You did. It was the only
things.
time I was on the same banner as Ed Sheeran,
Oh wow.
Nice.
but we were not even playing on the same
No,
day. It was the
like
same
a-
event.
Yeah.
It was like a local radio station event,
There you
and
go.
yeah, I think you came to that, and that was the first time I'd seen you. I think since
Yeah.
we had broken up since high school.
Yeah. And so then we just started friendly chatting once in a while again. And then I think started dating at the very end of 2014. So, and I'm sure his family was like, oh, not her again.
No comment.
Well, they were protective. Of,
So
No,
yeah, and then the
no,
rest
all
is
is well.
history. Now we've been married since 2018.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah. So both born and raised in the Minnesota area. I've lived away a lot, but he's equally as much, if not way more so, traveled way more than I have. So
Mm.
yeah,
at least within the United States. So he's been around a lot, but you've lived like your home
Yeah.
has always been here.
yeah, I've always come home.
And then we're moving to Wisconsin, like,
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
but just on the border, like right over the river. Land is a little less expensive there, and it was just the right time and whatever. So soon we'll be Wisconsinites for the first time.
I'm not ready for that. Sorry, anybody from Wisconsin. I'm not ready.
There is an adjustment period, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you will have New Glarus there, which is
That's true.
Yeah.
a nice bonus.
They have some other fun stuff. 45th Parallel is like
Yeah.
15 minutes from where our house will be.
Yeah, these guys.
They've got some
Mhm.
different
Some,
stuff.
some great whiskeys.
This one is really interesting. We're all on 5, right?
Bumping the bed.
So I need a name for glass 4 as we move into glass
Oh,
5.
Class 4, the classic. Classic.
The classic.
The
I
classic.
think
The
that's,
balancing act.
that's
Yeah.
good.
I
I really like glass 4.
Yeah.
I think I'm really feeling balanced today.
Is it your favorite so far?
So far, I think I go through phases where I really appreciate a well-crafted, balanced pour, but then I also go through phases where I appreciate kind of a funky pour that's done well.
Yeah.
I think today I'm in like a balanced phase.
Okay, that's fair. Kaylin, Dustin, where are you guys at? Is glass 4 unseating 3 or 2 for you guys, or do those still kind of?
I think I would rate it like in terms of like star level as high as glass 3 for me, but I would still pick glass 3 just because I like the funkiness and differentness, but I liked it as much as in terms of just like that. I like the balance too. It's a nice calibration. Like it's a nice calibrating point.
Kind of at the midway point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost like it was designed that way.
What?
Who knew?
What?
Who knew? Ooh,
Amazing.
you need to taste glass 5.
Well, as we get into glass 5, the nose surprised me. Before I get into what I want to talk about next, because I want to hit on some of the local ties. And by the way, just as a heads up to everybody, we are keeping up with super chats. We see them come through.
Yes.
All that stuff is getting updated
and our
on our end.
apologies, guys, for not like referencing chat as much. When we have guests on, I feel like we need to talk to them, and you guys are awesome, and keep the chat happening, but chat with each other.
That too.
Yeah, we see your chats. We just can't respond, but we see them.
Right. I will say, Ernest chatted, I love your content because you're not afraid to venture outside of bourbon. Josh, have y'all tried the River Root sample? What do you think? We have not tried it yet. We'll get into it. We had a lot of drinking lately for a lot of channel stuff and other different various reasons, barrel picks and people in town and things like that. So we have been slacking on our sampling outside of the channel stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys being in Minnesota, I have some Minnesota ties. I was born and raised down here. And there's not a real easy way to preface why I have Minnesota ties.
Just like make it short and sweet.
Yeah. Well, like
it's a long, windy story.
It's a long, windy story. It's a whole background, but like it's my dad, my biological father, who I didn't find out about till I was 18. Long story. He after he sired me.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This is the internet.
He went on to live a life and got married to a girl who was from Minnesota, and they moved up there and have a family. And I found out about him and them when I was 18.
Yep. And now you're very close,
yes,
and they're a great family.
Right, we've become very close to them.
Yeah,
so
they're awesome.
They live
That's
in
a journey, man.
Wow,
it's a journey.
They live in Lakeville, and my brothers, my 3 brothers up there, grew up in Lakeville. And then now 2 of my 3 brothers and their wives and families live in Prior Lake. And then my youngest brother lives in Egan.
Oh,
and
wow.
like they go to the Total Wine and Burnsville and, they're all over.
Yep. I grew up in Egan.
We both grew up in Egan and Apple Valley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
southern suburbs.
We moved like 10 minutes south of Egan to Apple Valley and went to high school at Eastview, which is like all in the same district as Egan.
Yeah.
And now we still live in the city. Like we live like right now before we move, we live like 10 minutes
south
from
of
St. Paul. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really
wow,
cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We come up there, like we try to make it a point. We've recently started trying to make it a point to like get up there once a year. So
yeah, they come down here a lot because his dad's parents still live in the Nashville area, so they're here a lot. But this summer we took a trip up there. It was great to see everybody.
Next time you're going, you should send us the message. Dustin can send you some of our sweet spots to hunt for some stuff if you want to find some
nice.
Hey, there we go.
For sure.
Heck yeah.
We don't give that out to just anybody.
Yeah. That's it. You got to keep that close to the vest.
You do. But yeah, I love coming up there. I mean, it's so funny in a lot of ways. Like watching you guys' channel just feels like I'm, hanging out with my family that's up
Do
there.
we sound like them?
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so nice to hear, though. Oh my god.
You could almost even take my 3 brothers and combine them together.
And it's Dustin.
Like Dustin looks more like their 4th brother than I do.
Facts.
I don't know if you'll ever
That's
see
great.
his 3 brothers. I mean, or his 2 brothers, but they all look the same as well.
We sound the same and look the same. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's
sure
got to
I'll
be
have
that.
Well, maybe
area.
we'll meet your brother sometime.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You might.
you may have already.
You might
Yeah,
have already
maybe
Maybe I
done it.
ran into him at Total Wine.
You just
Yeah.
didn't know.
Exactly. But yeah, the dialect and everything, it feels very familiar, and
They
and
grew up, so they
That's
grew
cool.
up there too, or that
Yep.
that they just moved there after. Okay,
No, they
no, they born and
they
raised.
were born and
up
raised
there.
there. Okay.
Yeah, in Lakeville.
So did he go to Egan High School?
Lakeville. I think the 2 older ones went to Lakeville.
Oh,
and
I
then
see. Yeah.
The younger one went to Lakeville South or something.
Okay. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
north
whenever
and a
they-
south. Yeah.
There's the
Whenever they
newer one.
split
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
overpopulated.
Yeah. But yeah, my
Very
youngest brother
cool.
lives in Egan. We were just up there this summer, and we were in Egan and checking out their new house,
Yeah.
and you know,
yeah, good times.
all that good stuff. So yeah.
And it's hot up
awesome.
here too, right? Tell the people that it also gets hot up here.
No, it was
No,
perfect.
I cannot say
No,
that.
I don't want to say hot. It was perfect. The
It was
temperature was
literally perfect.
75 and sunny, and I
Okay.
was in heaven. It
And-
was lovely.
And we came out
It
of
is nice.
sweltering, humid, hot Nashville, where
Yeah.
you can't step outside without just breaking into
With
a
breaking
full
into
body
a sweat and
Yeah.
sneezing, a sneeze
Do you,
attack.
do you guys get mosquitoes though? Do you have mosquitoes down there?
Not like y'all do.
Yeah, but
Not
No.
like oh
It's
man,
not your state bird.
That's,
Correct. Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
the worst part of it. Really, is just mosquitoes. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't mind the humidity and the heat, but those things got to go. We got to figure that out someday. Just
Yeah,
eradicate.
that's the difference. You guys have. I've been up there in the summer. I know it does get hot and humid. It's a lot like the climate here, but yeah, every time I've been up there for Thanksgiving some, and like wintertime visits and stuff, and it's a different ball game than what we have down
Yeah.
here. So it's a whole different ball game. But
That's
they like
fun,
grew up.
though.
My brothers grew up skiing and things like that for fun.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't grew up sledding on like cardboard boxes wrapped in trash bags.
down like a kind of steep hill.
Yeah, I took the trucks and wheels off my skateboards and like rode those down the sidewalk in front of the house until my cousin broke his collarbone on
That's
Christmas
sweet.
Day and had to be rushed to the
Oh
ER.
my gosh.
Well, that's
And
not
then-
sweet. but
Classic.
Yeah.
Very classic. Yeah.
All right, so what do we think of 5?
Speaking of classic, what do we
Yeah.
think about number 5? We're moving on from the classic pour. How do we feel about number 5?
5 to me,
Oh, go ahead.
it was like a wood shop, like I don't know, like woodworking. Like it just gave off
Hmm.
wood vibes.
I feel like 5 is number 4 is like bigger, bolder, older brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like number 4, but
a little
with
a little
extra-
hotter. Yeah,
It's been working out more.
Yeah.
Number 4 hasn't.
I don't think she meant hotter like that, but
No, but I mean like it's like stronger.
Yeah,
okay.
dense. It's like the denser version.
Yeah.
It's
So is that
swole.
is that a
it's,
good
it's swole. Yeah.
Is that a good
The
thing for you
yolk.
guys? Like, do you enjoy the more swole pour in 5, or do you enjoy the balance of 4 more?
I like the like more bold in your face flavors like that. Like that like chocolate and coffee and leather and tobacco are like that's my like right up my alley. And I'm also like a huge peated scotch guy too. So like and maybe I've ruined myself over time just always going after that. So now that's like my my
You've like
normal.
burned off your normal taste
Yeah.
buds. Yeah. No,
but I can appreciate a good like delicate whiskey as well. But I think if I'm ever going for something myself, I usually tend to
crazy.
go to something that's going to like, require my attention a little bit.
I like
don't know.
4 better. Between 4 and 5, I think I like 4 better.
Okay. What do you think?
I don't know. I like 4 and 5.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question.
I don't know. The answer is I don't
This
know.
or that. 1 or
Yeah.
2.
1 or 2?
Both.
Can I see 1 again?
When I say both, then the eye doctor gives me another option.
Yeah.
So
Or
I need another option.
we have many other options here.
That's when
So-
we move on to 6.
While Aaron's figuring this out, Dunny asked, "What kind of musician is Dustin?"
Oh, that was really Minnesotan.
It very much was.
Oh,
We don't sound
Wait,
Minnesota.
what are we calling glass 5? Is this 4's bigger brother?
it's swole.
Yeah. 4's bigger brother. 4 to me
Okay,
is
yeah.
also a little appley or like a little more fruity.
But Kaylin likes the younger brother, the littler
ooh,
brother,
younger
not
brother.
necessarily younger.
Don't tell him.
I mean, I'm the middle child, so I guess I'm technically younger.
And older.
And older.
Yeah.
You're both.
You're both at the same time.
That's a rare thing. Not everyone can be both. I can't be both. I'm the oldest. I can only be the oldest. Older.
Josh, are you the oldest too?
I am also the oldest.
You guys strike me as two firstborns. I'm just
Thanks or
no. His brother's married also to. They're both firstborns, and I would say there's a lot of similarities in the coupleships.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's very
It's not a
funny
bad
is
thing.
I'm quite a bit older than my next sister down.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say me. That would be true. Also,
You just tell me that all the time.
Sorry.
It's fine. So she also, I feel like, has an oldest child personality because I'm 7 years older than her, and so I think we have like two oldest children in the family. In my opinion, I don't know if she truly does. I don't know all the ins and outs of her brain, but I feel like she also has that kind of oldest child personality.
Sure.
In my opinion.
So as we get into 6, yeah.
Oh wait,
And
Dustin, what kind of musician are you?
Oh,
yeah. So I'm a singer sort of before anything. Like that's my main thing. And then I also play piano and write like my own music, which is out on, any platform everywhere. And but primarily like I'm pretty influenced by a lot of like soul singers. And I don't know, I always just say like pop stuff. I write singer-songwriter love song stuff. I'm terrible at selling myself. So
No, I
You've
dig
been
it.
out of practice for a little while,
yeah.
too.
And I haven't really been at it for a number of years now. But like
So our next house will have a room that is like soundproofed for him to be
I'm
able
gonna have
to
a home studio
separate
and hopefully
space.
get back into making music stuff again.
So do you record singer-songwriter type of songs or soul or what's your vibe? If I were to go look you up on Spotify, what genre would you be in?
Sam Cooke.
I mean-
Somebody said Sam Cooke style. You do like Sam Cooke a lot.
Sam Cooke is the best.
I love Sam Cooke.
Yeah, if you look me up on Spotify, I have like 2 newer songs which are definitely more just like pop songs.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
But all of my like older stuff is pretty just like, I don't know, sort of singer-songwriter
Okay.
pop.
Wait, how do
Yeah.
I don't know.
I grew up like at the time when I started writing and stuff, I was really into like Gavin DeGraw and Eric Hutchinson and John Legend, like all piano-based singers, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's just his full name.
But a lot of my stuff on YouTube is a lot of covers of a bunch of different
Okay.
genres. Yeah.
Dude,
Wait.
the talent level.
Is that the right last name?
It's
Oh.
long. It looks like hats and Bueller.
the talent level is crazy because like I have such a love of music and I can't sing to save my life, and I have tried every instrument under the sun and I cannot play any of them either.
Also, Josh is flat when he sings. He can't sing on pitch. He doesn't have pitch.
That's fine. We can fix that. We can fix it in post.
Yeah. The problem is, let's see. I was gonna try to pull it up, and
I love this person's comment. Michael S. Whiskey Jerry, is the room soundproof so Kaylin doesn't have to hear you, or so that the outside noises don't interfere with your? Our lot we're moving to is like 3 acres, so I hope nobody else can hear him.
Wow.
No, I love when he sings. Him wanting to wait until we get into our next house and have more space is because of him. It's not because I don't love him. I think he just gets a little shy. He sang at our wedding, but he had long told me for the longest time that he would not sing in like an intimate setting like that, and that would be his worst nightmare, and he's never going to do it. And then he surprised me and sang to me at our wedding. So,
and it was outside in October, and it was freezing.
It was 45 degrees.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so he's
Oh, speaking of our wedding, whiskey related, we should do it like maybe next year for our anniversary since it's past now. But
I'm scared of it now.
No, it's bottled. It's not doing anything.
Your
anymore.
anniversary? You're scared of your anniversary?
I'm scared of our anniversary.
We instead of like some people will do like, I don't know, like a unity candle or a sand or something like that. We poured grain whiskey into a 2-liter barrel.
Yeah.
And then aged it for 1 year.
It was too long.
And then
we
we bottled it and tried it on our 1-year anniversary then. And it yielded like barely. It's like it's a super small bottle somehow.
But it was
so
mighty.
much of it,
It
must
was
have
mighty.
leaked. But it initially was so like the proof was, I think I measured it with like a refractometer at one point, and it was like 70% alcohol.
You couldn't even
something.
like get it up to your nose to smell. It would just immediately like burn
Skin off.
It was just so bad, and so I ended up diluting it down slowly, and it's now I think really good. But anyways, yeah. Fun fact: we like whiskey was also involved in our matrimony.
Oh,
is that the word? I don't know.
So sweet.
It brings a tear to my eye.
That is cool.
So fun fact: if you want to do that yourselves, just like don't let it go a year.
Oh,
As sentimental as a year is.
Those barrels age so fast,
especially if they're the small ones.
Yeah, the small ones age so fast, and you just lose so much. Yeah.
Have you guys done that at home?
No, I've had friends that have done it, and I've never tasted any of them that made me feel like it was worth my effort level to do it.
I did add into mine a like bottle of it was called like Essence, and it was supposed to be like peated, like an Isla Scotch essence.
Oh,
which I think was just like natural flavors of some sort that they tried to like. So I added in that, which maybe helped because I do like ours actually, but it was not good right off the bat. I had to like dilute it down a little bit. It was weird. But anyways,
he let our love whiskey die.
Oh,
not the love Fern.
No, I fixed it.
He got my reference.
I did. I love that movie.
This one's punchier. Number 6.
Number 6, a little punchier.
Yeah. I feel like 5 and 6 are friends.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or cousins or something.
Mm-hmm. They at least know each other.
Down in the South, you call them kissing cousins.
Kissing cousins.
Is that because they're far enough removed?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I think that's the
general
thought process.
That's the gist of saying it that way.
Yeah.
They can kiss.
We got those jokes up here too. Like we got married when we got married in Wisconsin. We got married. It's north of Highway 8, and we went to go get our marriage license because we got married at my parents' place, which is in Wisconsin, and it is north of Highway 8. You don't need to know what that means. Just know that for some reason at the marriage office, because it was north of Highway 8, they asked us, "Is there any chance you two could be related?" And I was like, I don't think so. And she's like, "Well, we are north of Highway 8." So there's also a lot of awareness about it.
Yeah.
But I assume that's similar to kissing cousins.
Yeah, except down here, I think there's a lot of willful ignorance about it.
Okay.
They're like, we're far enough.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Wow.
I like 6.
Nashville.
Right. So you like 6?
Yeah. I like 4, 5, and 6. Honestly, I've liked them all.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask you guys. Like,
there's been none that have been trash. You said we could call one of them trash if we had to, and so far none.
That's good. How did you guys feel about 5 compared to the other pours? Or even now that we're on 6 compared to the other pours, is either of those ready to take the throne of your favorite previous pour?
No, I'm still on 3. But I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
You're still on 3?
No, I still like 3.
Oh.
No, I've moved on. I'm on Aaron's track.
Like,
I'm moving on to 7.
Oh, yeah. Like you guys.
Get her done, man.
You got to slow down.
No, I forget. So when we do like our barrel picks, I usually go pretty quick in succession to taste the picks, because if I wait too long in between sips, I will forget what thing I tasted tastes like. So I have to go faster.
I love like the first impression game too, of just like, or like word association games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you guys feeling with 6 as far as first impressions or word associations on that?
6 to me is like, I agree. It's like a hotter, like a hotter. By hotter, I mean like more. It seems more proofy than 5, but similar vein. Like I don't feel like it's too sweet or too fruity or any direction of that sort.
Yeah, I agree.
A woody cousin.
I think we should call it Woody Kissing Cousins.
So, JG just said, Dustin, I just listened to a sample of your music. You have an incredible voice, and I would agree with that statement.
I haven't heard it yet, and I can't play it because we're on.
Sometimes you bust into dust on the bottle. It's just
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it comes up a lot.
I just
we have a lot of
can't-
dusty bottles.
I can't help myself sometimes. I just
Yeah.
it comes out, and that's what you get.
that was one of my mom's favorite songs. So I heard that a
Dust
lot
on the
growing
Bottle?
up, and I have a very large affinity for that song. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So one of my biggest like go-tos for music, if it's just like, oh, put on a playlist, put on this, it's always 90s, 2000s country. It's like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like Martina McBride and Diamond
Mhm.
Rio and
Rascal
all
Flatts.
those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Before it went like bro country.
Diamond Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude.
Diamond Rio, you can listen to every one of their songs. They're all bangers. They're
Diamond
all
Rio,
great.
some of the best harmonies in the game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, those
I'll take-
guys.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about harmonies.
You try.
I try.
You could probably recognize a
You
harmony.
can hear them. You just can't do them.
Yeah.
I had a friend once who was just not a singer, just very terrible but he would sing along all the time. And there were multiple times where he would be singing like if we'd be driving in the car together, and he would be so off pitch that he would actually be singing a harmony to the main melody. And I'm like, dude, you got
I
it.
didn't know it.
You're doing it.
Yeah. By complete accident.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said Diamond Rio's playing their fair in Charleston in November.
There you go.
Oh.
We gotta go to
Take-
Charleston.
We're
now.
moving. We can't afford to be moving.
Take a little-
Next
a little
time.
visit. Okay, this smells like something. I know what this is.
Don't
This
say
is this is a little chemically to me. This
I
is
know
a
what
little
this is.
formaldehyde.
Whoa, we have
I know
left.
what this is.
We have left whatever land
Yeah.
we were just on.
Yeah, I feel
So-
like you lulled us into this little like quiet sleep, and then you whacked us with this one.
I can't speak to this because I
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
I'm
It smells like
100%
rubber. It smells like rubber cement.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
It
there's also like a grilled smoke
Grilled rubber cement.
situation happening.
So what was interesting is that you said, hang on, don't
I'm going to write you a note.
put it up here.
Okay.
So you said one was the Juicy Irishman, two was the Grassy Wallet.
Am I right?
That sounds like something that we would get like censored on the internet for saying.
Yeah,
Juicy
probably.
Yeah, you haven't.
The Grassy Wallet.
Am I
Yeah.
right on that?
Wait till YouTube bans you.
Uh, three was the yeasty coffee beer with that blueberry thing on it.
Mhm.
Four was the classic. Five was like four's bigger brother. And then six, you guys were saying like is like five's bigger brother. It's like
No, it's like they're kissing cousins.
it's like the
Yeah,
biggest
it was a
brother.
little different,
Okay.
but hotter. Yeah,
What do we call six? I forgot. What was the name?
that was the kissing cousins. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, we're calling it the kissing cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
North of 8.
North. Yeah, well, it's north of 5.
North of Highway.
North of 5.
Yeah.
North of Glass 5.
Yeah,
And
this
then
is almost
7
like-
is just rubber cement and formaldehyde.
It's almost a little bit like a melting, like if I would, when I was younger and I have action figures and I would like melt it with a magnifying glass in the sun.
Oh, that is
That's sort of
Oh, like
what,
that is
plasticky
some psychopath.
yeah, a little bit of
behavior.
a plastic
burning
smoke.
plastic.
It's not,
Mhm.
it's not like off-putting though. I actually kind of like this.
It's off-putting that you did that.
Off-putting. I do love pudding.
That's like that's the first thing that they say on every serial killer documentary. It's like
Yeah.
as a child he was burning.
You know, I didn't know, but there were signs.
Then it's the pets, and then the next thing you know.
Oh, he would never. Oh my God,
Yeah, I know.
he would never.
What?
Never ever.
That's one of the things. Like, I could never be a vet. Like, so I was actually in
Oh.
healthcare before I'm doing the job I'm doing now. But I was in healthcare for a while, and I mean, I do love people. I'm not saying I don't, but it's a lot. It was much easier for me to be in a healthcare position, like treating human beings, and it was a bummer when people are generally not at their best when they're seeing you. But I could not do it with animals. Could not.
Yeah. I feel like animals because they're just so like helpless and they
So
can't
helpless.
speak. Yeah. There's like
And they
the vulnerability that they have. I feel like that humans don't show in the same way.
Yeah,
And they just don't live long enough. Like they need to live.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Our dog Penny's middle aged now.
Aw.
She's gonna start doing.
Oh my God, I'm gonna
crosswords.
cry. Okay, moving on.
The stream ends. We're just crying.
5 minutes later. Yeah,
All
this one to me is, I would say if there was a bottom of the pile,
On the nose, have you tasted it yet?
No.
Oh yeah, several times.
Oh, I haven't tasted it.
Dude, you
Yeah.
need to know this. We drink nose, smell, and taste at the same time.
Yep.
We're women. We can multitask.
Yep. If there was a bottom, it's unfortunately for me at 7. It's
Okay. I
chemical.
like that. I kind of
And
was
the
zeroing
backside
in.
tastes like skim milk.
Wow, really?
Kind of like that, like thin fake milk flavor.
Man.
Which I'm not knocking skim milk. I did grow up drinking a lot of skim milk in one of my households, but
That thing is a ride.
what?
I really like that. What the heck? That was
Dustin,
like,
I think I'm with
Oh,
you.
man.
I know
Yeah.
what this is, and I need to keep my mouth shut because I do not have a poker face.
I don't even know that you can say anything about this.
I can't. I cannot speak to it
It's
at
very,
all
it's very distinct.
because I know what it is, and I guessed it.
I mean, if that's not like some weird smoked situation or like a weird variant of like, yeah, like some sort of smoked corn.
It is
or barley.
whiskey, right?
It's wild, man. That's crazy.
What?
I see the rubber cement plastic note.
But it's
Yeah,
not like in a
it's-
bad way. to
That
me.
one, that like slapped me in the face with rubber cement. I can't believe that was just like an afterthought for you.
How many sips did you take?
I've drank most of each of the glasses. I'll be
Okay.
good tonight.
So you had more. You at least had like a couple of like I think the first.
Oh yeah,
sip
and I
kinda-
waited a little bit and then had some
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
That
Yep.
first sip on 7, it was quite a bit different than
It's
what we've been
different,
tasting.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's giving me some very specific vibes, and what it's giving me is very interesting
Mhm.
compared to what we've tasted. So
Interesting
so
good or
I'm-
interesting bad?
I'm 100% with you there. It's like,
interesting, like I feel like some people would call me interesting in the way I'm calling that glass interesting. Like they don't really know how to feel about me. They're like, sometimes I might like hanging out with him, but like there's also other times where I just can't.
I think people like hanging out with you.
No,
Stop
no.
it. Stop it.
It's very different. Like I thought 6 was kind of crazy. Like there was a build going on that it seemed like was happening, at least like based on my palate tonight. And 7, like I just feel like the roller coaster hit the top and then we just plummeted. And I don't really know what's happening.
Plummeted. Like we're on the downhill or
No, like you just like it went down and then also took a hard left curve too.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
We got on a different coaster. Yeah.
We jumped the tracks.
We definitely jumped the tracks with that one.
All right.
that
So
one's like it's like it starts off like, yeah, a little bit chemically smoke something, which is but not like off-putting to me. And then it goes to like almost like a grape type of fruit.
Grape. Oh
And then
my God.
and then like into like oatmeal, like hot
Like-
oatmeal or
I
something.
want
grape.
to taste grape.
I'm 100% tracking with you.
Question.
so
Do
weird.
you mean grape like an actual grape or grape like grape flavored candy, like the purple color?
I think like candy, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
artificial grape. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
I almost even get like a little bit of a blueberry thing on it too. Like you said,
Oh, I don't get blueberry.
oatmeal, Dustin,
I get
and it's almost like a
purple.
oatmeal that has blueberries in it.
I get
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Blueberry.
missing like super integral taste buds.
That's fine. You'll get there.
No, I think
Once
honestly,
you get older.
it's so different than everything else we've tried, even
Yeah.
glass 1, that I'm not surprised it kind of like
Yeah.
shook everybody.
What's your favorite so far? You have to know this. That's one of the homework assignments. You have to know what your
Oh,
favorite is.
That's I think it's between that now and number 2 for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wheat grass
So
and chemical experiment.
what are we calling glass 7? By the way, Dustin, I'm with you. I really like
Well, I
glass
feel
7.
like we have different.
Yeah,
we have different
that's-
names for it.
Okay, you don't have you know what
I
you're
know
blind.
what it is.
You're blind.
This is
hang on.
horrible. No,
I
I
just
can
need-
never know what whiskey is because I'm so bad. I will reveal it.
Just
I'll
tell
reveal
me
it.
if you like 7 or not.
Of course I like 7.
Okay. All right. So what are we calling glass 7? What's our name for it? What's our tag for it?
Mm.
Because we're a little divided on this one. Well, I'd say we're a little
Well,
divided.
I don't-
Kaylin's on a limb on her own here.
I only like it because I know what it is as soon as I tasted it. It's so different than everything else.
It's very distinct.
Yeah,
Are we calling this
like-
the
I don't know.
Great babe.
chemical romance?
Oh, My Chemical Romance.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Perfect.
Because we kind of love it and not everyone does.
That's perfect.
All
Do
right.
you work in marketing? 'Cause
Yeah.
I do actually.
There you
Content
go.
marketing, yeah.
There it is.
There you go.
And we have to do a lot of barrel pick stickers. So you have to think about these things. So like, what would you name
Yeah.
a glass?
Yeah.
And like, we're not trying to name it anything appealing. So we can name it whatever we want.
Whatever
Like,
we
I wouldn't
want.
exactly do a barrel pick called Kissing Cousins, but
Yeah.
People would get it.
People would buy it just because of the name.
all right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a reveal. Kaylin, your favorite is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin, you're kind of between 7 and 2.
Yeah.
I need you to lock it in. And by the way, while you're figuring this out, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who has sent super chats through the link in the video description. We have all you guys.
Have all of you.
Aaron is tracking.
Yes.
David, Michael, Agent Oak. We have
The man with 3 names.
the man with 3 names. We got Chris Jobert,
that
Brad,
our
Jeff,
girl's
Mike, Thrasher, Steve, Pat, Ernest, Eric, and Ryan.
Yeah.
We got all you guys.
The man with 3 names is our friend Eric David Gunderson. That's what
Oh.
he dropped the David on his screen name. Eric Gunderson, but
But
he used to go by Eric David Gunderson.
Cool.
So we
I
call
like
him the
that.
man with 3 names. Yeah.
And sometimes he'll give you blind samples, and that's called getting gunderstruck.
Gunderstruck.
Gunderstruck. Yeah. All right. So I love that 3 is your favorite, Kaylin. Do you have a favorite?
It's between 4, 5, or 6, and I cannot decide. Please don't make me choose.
You have to.
I do not want to.
You literally have to.
Okay, I'm gonna say 5 because I have to, but I like
Who's
4.
the Aaron of today. Just what does the Aaron of today?
Aaron of today likes 5.
Okay.
And
That's
and
the hotter. That's the hotter brother of 4.
Yeah, the hotter
Yeah.
older brother, the one that
Yeah.
works out.
It sounds like 4, 5,
I like
and 6.
I like something swole.
It sounds like 4, 5, and 6. Like 5 is the middle brother between 4 and 6.
Yeah.
Is that where
Yeah,
we
but
decided?
It's centrally located, but I don't feel like
Okay.
6 is not directly related.
I
Maybe
agree.
half
I
Okay.
agree.
That's
Yeah,
that's true.
for sure. I agree with that.
That's true. That is what we decided.
For
think-
sure.
I think
What's
I'm
your
locking
favorite?
in 2.
2,
wheatgrass.
okay.
Just barely.
Just a shot of wheatgrass for you.
I just like the
I love a good wheatgrass shot, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You like that leather wallet?
I have never had a
Yeah.
shot of wheatgrass.
and now the empty glass, it smells like the old like
Well, I picked this one up, so I didn't like. He's the one who poured all these, and I forgot that 8 was like the one that we weren't opening yet. So I picked this up and I looked at it, and I was just like,
yeah. surprise.
empty.
Wah wah.
Yeah.
I'm
Man,
picking 2 again. I do like 2. It's not my favorite, but I do like it.
The
7.
empty glass of 2 now smells like I don't know if anyone ever has been to Jamestown. Is Jamestown in South Dakota or North Dakota? I think it's North Dakota.
Where that giant bowl
There's like a
is.
huge buffalo,
Yeah, buffalo.
on the side of
Buffalo,
the
not
on
a
the side of
bull.
the highway,
Oh,
but it's an
wow.
old like main town, like from the 1800s, and there's like old buildings, like an old school and an old postal service, an old jail and stuff, and it smells like the school building of Jamestown.
Oh, I can see that. So my parents live close to New Salem, which is like somewhere where Lincoln lived at some point. Abraham Lincoln lived at some point in his life. And so they have like this old historic town where they have these people that do the reenactments and all that stuff. And so this smells like a cabin at New Salem to me.
Oh,
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
get that.
2.
Yeah. 2. Glass number 2.
Yeah.
Like when you walk into the cabins when you're doing the tours with the women in the dresses. I used to actually work.
Mhm.
There's a old historic reenactment thing in Columbus, Ohio, where there used to be. And I was one of the people that was there in high school. I wore like those old timey dresses.
Yes,
I
that'd be so
loved
much
it.
fun.
I made corn husk dolls in the like general store. I was in high
Yes.
school. I loved it.
Oh,
It was
that
great.
sounds great.
Volunteer, yeah.
So I do want to clear something up. I actually was holding you guys' feet to the fire about which one was your favorite.
Oh,
I forgot to figure out which one was my favorite.
oh snap!
So-
My how the turntables.
I know.
Yeah.
So while I'm figuring this out, Chip, I wanted to call Chip out. He said, didn't hear my name mentioned on the donations. We did get 2 anonymous donations. So Chip, which one are you? They're actually very close in amounts.
We have 2 anonymous donations. Yeah.
Yeah, one says cheers to the 2 best channels on YouTube. And then one says great content from the 2 best whiskey channels. Are you both? Are you one or the other? Let us know, Chip, and we will get you down for that. Man, all right, I'm going to call it now. Glass. This is going to be a great reveal. So glass 2 is Dustin's favorite. Glass 3, Kaylin's favorite. Glass 5, your favorite. Glass 6, my favorite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, whiskey. Is that Chip? Wait, whiskey's a journey?
25.
25.
This one right here.
Wait, where is it?
That one right there.
Oh. That was okay. I gotta find it.
That one. It's right there.
Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, got it.
All right. So yeah, number 6 is gonna be my favorite. It's just I'm getting this fruitiness
I need you to
out of it. You need me to click on what?
Is it whiskey's a journey? Is that
No, Chip. Chip right here.
100%.
Chip.
No.
Gidlet.
Stuff and whiskey? 25 was mine.
Oh, okay.
Does it say?
Oh, 20. Yeah. So 25. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that. And then the other one's Chip.
If you guys are so confused, it's cutting off your screen names, and Josh refuses to click on it so I can see it.
No, the
Uh-oh.
there we go.
Thank you. Good.
It's my fault, actually.
No, it's his fault.
Just take blame.
Okay.
It always defaults.
I don't know if you guys
Me.
have ever done the Enneagram thing, but Dustin's a
Oh,
Yes.
don't get
Dustin's
up.
a 9, a peacemaker.
I'm a 9 and Josh is a 1,
Yeah.
but I have a very strong 1 wing.
And I have a very strong 9 wing.
I am 3.
That's great. Yeah, not even. No, I just want everybody to have a great time. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everybody
see,
calm down.
I'm a 9 who got too old to care anymore. That's what happens.
This is where you're headed.
Once you get into your 40s, you just start not
Yeah.
caring anymore. All right,
Mine
Chip,
were
I got
great
you
people.
now.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna do the reveal, and then we're gonna pour 8, and then I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but you're just going to tell me whether you like it better than your favorite.
All right.
So that's it. So we're gonna go glass by glass. Glass number 1. If you have anything left, you can try it, and this will be fun. And I'll explain why I included each one of these. They're very specific.
Bless you.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
If I had to sneeze, we would be muting this thing. All right. Glass 1, the Juicy Irishman.
Juicy Irish.
Man, going back to it, I see why you guys said Irish whiskey.
Is it not Irish?
It's
I
not
thought it was
Irish.
either Irish or Japanese.
It's not. It's
Is
not
it-
Japanese.
Is it? Oh, it's not. I was gonna say, is it Hibiki Harmony?
It's Welsh single malt.
Oh, I see what it is. It's so good, y'all. I love it.
What?
This is Penderyn,
Oh, I've seen that and never tried it.
and this is the Madeira cask finish. Single malt Welsh whiskey. Dustin, I know you love your malt whiskeys from around the world. This had to be the first pour because
Yeah.
this one knocked our socks off. It is lower ABV, but by international standards, not 92 proof, 46% ABV. But the juiciness and the
so
mouthfeel is crazy on
It
this
is
bottle.
succulent.
Mhm.
Non-chill filtered, no color added, product of Wales. Didn't think you'd ever had that one before, so wanted to include
No.
some Welsh
Wow.
single
Oh,
malt.
Welsh
Yeah.
whiskey.
It's very
All right.
good.
Welcome
Now,
back.
now I'm just creating a list of things to go buy
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Oh, wait, have you tried Amroot?
He's got you got some John Paul, right? But do you have Amroot?
No, I don't have any Amroot. No,
Oh man, I almost sent some of that.
We need
but
to send you some Amroot.
I couldn't. Yeah, I got 3 Amroot bottles.
That's really
I'll
good.
send you.
We'll send you some
Oh,
because it's
man.
really good too.
All right, so great. We all agree, great pour, but that was not the front runner for anyone.
Yeah, no. So it was different,
Yeah.
and it was good for what it was, but like, yeah.
So the Juicy Irishman was actually a Juicy Welshman,
Mm-hmm.
Who
or it
knew?
could be a Juicy Welsh woman.
Oh,
You don't know.
you never know.
I mean,
You don't know how it identifies.
All right, glass number 2, the old grassy wallet.
Dustin's favorite.
oh, I can't
Mhm.
wait. Put my money where my.
Do you know what kind of whiskey
Where
this
your wallet
is?
is.
You have any idea what kind of whiskey this is?
Is it a rye?
Hang on. I mean, it's telling me it's a bourbon, but if it's not, I'm going to be
Really?
taken aback.
Back to where?
Backstreet's back, all right.
Exactly.
I get nothing bourbon about that.
I get
What do you get?
I get nut.
Like a single grain,
Or
just like a
like a stout finished single malt, like American single malt or something.
Yeah.
But
I
know.
don't get bourbon at all. I get nothing close to that.
Oh god, now I'm scared.
Interesting. So this is 106.3 proof,
Okay.
or 53.15% ABV.
That was not
rather.
what I thought it was.
This is, and I didn't think you guys had tried this before. This is the 2022 limited release of Jack Daniel's Oloroso Sherry Finish Twice Barreled American Single Malt.
Wow.
Oh, he did say single malt.
So
He guessed single malt.
he said
That
bourbon.
was
Kaylin
rough.
said single malt. Kaylin said single
Somebody
grain.
said single
Kaylin's
malt.
getting the points for that.
Somebody
Oh,
said
let me-
single malt.
Wow.
That is
So-
lovely, and unfortunately one that I probably can't buy.
You got to try it. Yeah,
I
this
normally
is,
love like
Wow.
anything sherry finished, but I gotta say I'm not a huge fan of that one. Like I don't dislike any of these, I don't think. Even the Chemical Romance was still on the palatable spectrum. It's just yeah.
Oh, I do love that one.
so I
Of
actually
course you love when you can't have.
we have two bottles of this. One is 106.3 proof. The other is like 106.7 proof because they're batched. And I tasted them blind side by side and sent you guys the better of the two. We about drained this bottle.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and again, by the way, the ticker at the bottom is telling you guys like this flight that we're revealing right now, whoever gets drawn at the end of this is going to win this flight. So
Yes.
you're not going to be blind. Although if you forget what's what, you will be blind. And that's exactly what would happen with me. But yeah, this is pour number 2, 106.3 proof, no age statement, American single malt, Oloroso Sherry Finish. I was a big fan of this, and I love letting people try this because I think it turns people who don't love malt or that are like primarily bourbon people, it can kind of influence them towards some of those flavors. It's interesting, Kaylin, that you picked up on it being like a single grain type of thing.
Mhm.
Also, we're here in Tennessee, had to send you some Jack Daniels, and it's a special release, and yeah, just a fun
Gotta
pour
do
to
it.
share.
The
Wow.
grassy wallet.
Man, thank you for that. That is one I can say I probably would have never had a chance to taste. So, I mean, that is.
Well, just wait.
Yeah, I'm
Next-
sure.
Next pour up, Kaylin's favorite, the yeasty coffee beer
Yeah.
that does the blueberry thing.
The blueberry thing.
I actively adore this glass.
Okay.
I like
This is so good.
I like this too. I want to go on record that I like all of these glasses. There's
I did hear you say that. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't really get the yeasty thing, which is really interesting. I
It's
get
just at the end. It's like the back half. I get like a
Yeah.
bready finish.
I've never in my life gotten blueberry on this bottle, ever. It was wild that I got it tonight. Or actually, I think I got blueberry on the Chemical Romance pour. I think somebody else got blueberry on this. You said blueberry coffee. It was you.
Yeah.
Attributing that note to you. Class number 3, Kaylin's
Those
favorite
coffee grounds specifically.
is 2023
Oh.
Michter's Toasted
Ah.
Barrel.
That's the one we see at Costco all the time, isn't it?
Mixture is
No.
toasted.
Oh.
Not the Toasted Barrel rye.
No.
You might see the regular Michter's rye, which is
Oh,
also a
it's
really
so
great pour.
good.
108.8 proof. Freaking love this stuff.
Yeah.
That
There
is
is so much
delicious,
coffee
man.
now that I taste it again. It's like a cold brew in the best way.
These are pretty hard to get your hands on.
Yeah.
We are lucky enough to have 2, thanks to very helpful and generous friends.
Wow.
We have this one open right now, 108.8 proof. We have another one that's like 108.4, I believe. But this freaking, it's so good.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
Yeah.
That's a close, that was a close, as we continued, it was between 2 and 3 for me, I think. Like as we kept going until we got to 7.
Oh, now you're
and I was like,
By the way,
yummy.
that bottle right there is coming up in a video we did of like, I think it's our special occasion bottle or something. Like it's your special occasion bottle.
Yeah.
Like that's how highly we think of that bottle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mixture
for
toasted
it
rye.
to be top tier amongst the pours that we're dealing with here, the math checks out.
Yeah.
And I'm not even good at math, and I know the math checks out. So, glass number 4, the classic.
The classic.
Seems
So I want to say 4 was really close for me. I really
Okay.
liked 4.
Interesting.
It didn't end up being my first place, but I did really enjoy it because it was so balanced, but done in a way that I really appreciated.
You just liked 5 a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And Dustin liked 5 a little bit more than 4. I liked 5 a little bit more than 4, but Kaylin liked 4 a little bit more than 5.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Glass number 4 is Bardstown Discovery Series 12.
I've never had any of the Discovery series.
Well, this is one of the best ones they've ever done.
This one is the best one. The ones out of the ones that I've had, which is not all of them, this was my favorite.
2, 3, 4, and 12 are the best ones. So predominantly this blend is 14-year. Almost half of this blend is 14-year Wild Turkey, and then it's got some essentially 30% is Elijah Craig barrel proof, 10% or 15% is like Jim Beam, like a Knob Creek essentially, and then it's got a small percentage, 8%, that's like their 4-grain bourbon from Bardstown Bourbon Company. But yeah, half this blend is 14-year Wild Turkey. This bottle's getting a lot of pop right now on the internet, talking about like whiskey of the year type vibes from it, or bourbon of the year type vibes. And yeah, I think it lives up to those.
I mean,
That's really good.
I mean, it's the most, like you said, it's like the balance.
So classic, yeah.
It's so, It really is like.
Yeah, it is.
But not in a forgettable way, like not in like a.
When it's not thin or anything.
Yeah,
it's
no,
all
it's
there.
really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I feel like it's classic done well.
Yeah.
Like you can tell
sure.
when it's done well, and that tastes like it's done well.
Yeah.
And I think that most people who are staunchly bourbon people would probably put that over the 3 previous pours. But here we are, and you guys, and I thought this might happen, and I'm so glad that it did work out this way. You guys like a little bit more personality in your pours, which is why I included number 7 for you, by the way.
I can't wait.
But you guys like a little personality, and so therefore those pours kind of came out in front over what is a incredibly good bottle of whiskey.
But I think we could all tell that it was good. It just wasn't our preference.
You can find that in stores. Some, like it's pretty limited. It is out there right now, but it is fairly limited. They reduced their production because the previous batches just didn't sell that much, and it's like $160 bottle. So very, very, very good Kentucky bourbon. But we went from Welsh single malt to a Oloroso sherry finished American single malt to a double barreled or a toasted rye to now a blend that had 4 grain in it and that has really old Wild Turkey in it. So that's where we're at so far. You guys have definitely been on a roller coaster. You were not wrong for feeling like you were tasting a bunch of different things. You did detect that the next few glasses hone in on each other, and you would not be wrong in detecting that either. So I wanted to run a little bit, yeah. If anything, 4 and 5 are the kissing cousins, not 5 and 6.
5 was my favorite.
5 was your favorite, and Kaylin liked 4 more than 5, but the rest of us liked 5 more than 4. 5 is Russell's Reserve 15-year.
I mean,
and that's that woody oakiness that you guys were getting on the back end. You were definitely detecting the age. So I wanted to include that because I think Bardstown Discovery 12 versus Russell's 15 is an incredibly interesting comparison, especially when you're double blind.
Yeah, this is now like the 3rd time I've done this blind. Do I pick Russell's? Do I like Russell's?
You pick Disco 12 once and Russell's twice.
Oh,
man, that's so good.
So do you have the same like packaged blinds? Oh God, sorry.
Yeah, for ourselves we do. Yeah, the blinds. So our blind sample pool is like Josh pairs them up. So we have a box that has like all the things in pairs, and then I will randomly pick a pair.
Okay.
And then we'll taste it. But they're in the little sample jars that we sent you.
So at the time you knew what they were, but over time you'd forget. Yeah.
I never know what they are.
Okay.
And
it's over time. Josh knows what they are initially, but we've had stuff in there for over
there's stuff in there that we put in at the beginning of the channel that still hasn't popped up.
Like back in 2021.
Yeah, someone suggested to us to do a similar thing, like, like with all the stuff you have in stock, just like pour out samples of them now and write them down somewhere, and then, you know, blind that to yourself in terms of like an Excel spreadsheet or something like that, and then come back to it later. You won't remember, which is totally true. I think once we get reorganized at our next place, that's something we would definitely do.
If that's something you want to do. So here's something, and I know we're on YouTube, but I'm going to say this to you guys. It's your channel. People will give you suggestions and take them with a grain of salt. Everyone has great ideas. But if it doesn't feel true to you, don't do it. If it does feel true to you, do it. This is what I have to tell Josh.
It's, you know, what it sounds like to me is I know she's talking to you guys.
No,
it almost feels like
because we have tweaked some things on our channel because of some great, really kind comments from people.
And not even that. Some of the best changes we've ever made to our channel were from incredibly rude comments.
No. Let's not encourage rude comments.
No, but
stop.
They had
stop
a
talking.
They had
Stop
a kernel
talking.
of truth in them.
Stop talking.
Someone needs to say mom and dad are fighting again in the comments.
Yeah. So like if that's something you guys want to do, absolutely do it. If it's not, don't feel pressure to do it.
Well, I do feel like we would like to do more blinds, and it is stressful to try and do a blind. Although we're going to be living with my parents for a short time not a short time. It's going to be a little while. So I can get her involved, my mom involved or something, and have her help.
I will say from someone who's not a whiskey nerd standpoint, it is very freeing to do a blind. Actually, probably even from a whiskey nerd standpoint.
Oh, huge.
It's very freeing to do them blind because you literally don't know what you're talking about as far as you don't know what the pour is. So it could be what should be the best pour ever and you're like trashing it.
Yeah.
But it's truly what you're tasting.
I like that about your guys' channel is it's a lot of blinds or mostly blinds. And I love you said recently in one of them, and you might say it a lot, but like that you're more of a reaction channel than like a review channel. Like you just, this is just an honest reaction of, and I think that's really cool because that's what I would like it to be. I mean, that is what it is for me every time. It might as well be a blind every time. I don't know anything.
Truthfully speaking, we have to do that because I'm not going to remember anything on purpose. Like I don't catalog this information. Yeah. I will have fun and I will drink it, but I'm not going to remember this.
Even if her very life depended on it, I would be a widower. Like she'd be gone.
Yeah. But people will comment on videos we've recorded, like friends of ours will be like, oh my gosh, Erin, I'm going to send you this because they're referencing something I said about a video we recorded. And I'm like, Josh, why are they telling me this? Did I say something bad about a pour? And he's like, yeah, you did. I was like, okay, cool.
So one of my favorite moments on the channel ever was, first off,
let's say this and then we got to get going. I'm sorry.
We'll get to
I sidetracked us.
I have to say this story. It's so good. It's a perfect testament to like how much you appreciate. It's not a testament to how much you appreciate the community. I know how much you appreciate the community.
I do. I love them. They're great.
But it's a testament to how little you care about the whiskey itself, like the nerdy stuff about all the tasting notes and this, that, and the other. We had, first off, being able to do barrel picks is a awesome experience and super big blessing in our life and everything like that. We love it. Single barrels are my favorite products, period, because it's like that one thing is unique. Love that too. Picking barrels at Wild Turkey is incredible. Like we went up there 2 years ago. We did 2 barrel picks. We did a Russell's Reserve and a Kentucky Spirit barrel pick. And Bruce Russell led the barrel pick. And we didn't talk about whiskey notes at all. Like I'm literally talking to him
about like growing up.
What's it like growing up around here, and like what's Jimmy and Eddie like and all this stuff. And it was awesome, like amazing experience.
That's insane.
Like literal bucket list type item going down. And 3 weeks later, we have a blind pops up where we're recording, and it's like Russell something versus something else. And Erin's like, oh, Russell's, that's Old Forester, right? And I'm like, we were literally in a Wild Turkey warehouse with the 3rd generation master distiller weeks ago.
I know it's Wild Turkey now, okay?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Old Russell Forester.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him.
But like
I would not have gotten that anyway either.
Well, also I think we had someone talk bad about me on Reddit because I didn't know what BTAC was.
Oh yeah. I had to Google that the first time I heard it.
Exactly, right? Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. I know that now, but don't ask me what is in the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection because I couldn't tell you, but I know what it stands for.
I know.
And it's not related to, because isn't Buffalo Trace in like Weller and Pappy's? It's not equivalent to that.
It's under the same distillery, but just like a different.
It's totally a different line from those.
Yeah, it's like their annual release.
Well, you know what? They're doing too much stuff. How can we keep it all straight?
Exactly.
Do less. Aaron tells me all the time. Do less.
I do have a hard time paying attention and remembering like who owns which brands, and like I mean.
And then people like all the conglomerates, and they buy each other, and like
Yeah.
Sazerac apparently.
I struggle with that as well.
Yeah.
I can never remember.
Okay.
All right.
I majorly sidetracked us.
All right.
I did a job.
I think it was a good sidetrack. I think
sorry.
it was
Yeah,
a
I love a
worthy
good sidetrack.
It was a worthy. Like
we
we
end
were
on
walking
Russell's 15. That was the last one.
Yeah. Russell's 15.
we were
Last
walking
number
on the
5.
path and we saw Russell's 15. We're like, that's some really nice scenery there. But then we saw this like cool trail off to the side, and we went on that, and now we're back. It looped around, and here we are.
I was trying to tell them to just do what feels true to them.
Yeah.
That's where we started.
Aaron's very encouraging / convicting in that way. All right. So glass number 6. This was the Kissing Cousin north of Highway 8 or north of Glass 5. This was
also very good.
A similar but stronger version of Glass 5. This was my favorite. So Russell's 15 was your favorite of all this bunch.
I do really like this one. I really like this one. It still is.
I like this one too. I think we all liked it.
And
a lot.
This is my favorite. I think this was Dave's favorite as well in the chat.
Dave Renstrom?
He's doing the same flight that we are. So did you guys get any kind of specific notes on this? I don't remember if we just I think we were in the middle of. This is hanging out with us, by the way, is like we're gonna get sidetracked and we're gonna talk very little about
I have a specific note other than I do feel like it's just a kicked up version of 5 with maybe a little more like wood or oaky, but it's definitely not like super fruity and it's not super sugary for me. I really like it. I actually think I might like this better than 5.
Interesting.
So I feel like now, like if I'm ignoring 3, which I liked the most.
Yep.
Between 4, 5, and 6, I think it's 4 and then 6 and then 5.
Yeah. I think this might be too oaky for me. Like in comparison to 5. Just like slightly.
So of this profile, Kaylin and I are on the same page. Of the 4, 5, 6, which they are they're cut from the same cloth, at least from the stance of I'll go ahead and let everybody know 4, 5, and 6 are bourbons. I see your wheels turning.
Well, I see a bottle over there that I didn't think I was supposed to see.
You don't see the bottle. I don't think you can see the bottle from where you're at.
I see a bottle over there that I don't think we've had yet that I didn't think I was supposed to see.
Oh, okay. So Dave says 6 was bourbon. All good. Which one?
Penny.
Penny's a great
the elder.
Yeah.
The elder.
All right. So 6 is my favorite.
Okay, that's what I saw.
My favorite, Dave's favorite, Kaylin's preference over 5. Not your preference over 5.
Not my preference over 5, but very good.
This is batch 1
this is very good.
of 13th Colony Double Oaked.
I don't even know what that is.
135.3 proof.
So this is a distillery out of Georgia.
Cool.
They are very hard to come by because why are they hard to come by?
Well, nobody knows about them. Well, when this bottle released in the batch 1, when this specific batch released a couple years ago, we actually had a couple of members of our Patreon and Discord who were in Georgia that got this bottle, and they were like, "Oh my good gracious, everyone needs this." And there was one particular person, shout out to Troy, went around. He must have bought 50 bottles of this stuff and sent it to so many people, hooked so many people up in our community.
And it was before this distillery was like on the map.
Yeah.
He just was like, "This is great whiskey. You guys have to try it." And everyone's like, "Okay, I'll send you money. Give me a bottle." So they did. And
Kaylin, to your point, this is double oaked, like 9 to 10-year-old bourbon, probably sourced, but aged in Americus, Georgia, very hot down there. So you get a lot of wood influence. It's very woody. It's very powerful. I usually get a lot of like maple syrup and coffee grounds on this and coffee beans, but I'm getting some like really dark fruitiness on it tonight.
I'm getting a lot of oak on it tonight.
A lot of wood, a lot of oak. This was like a $70 bottle when it came out. There's only like 3,500 bottles of it ever made.
Wow.
Then batch 2 came out. Everybody already sold out on batch 1, knew how good it was. Batch 2 went bonkers. Everybody was marking it up to $200 in stores. It was going on secondary for like $800.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. And then batch 1's going for even more now.
Oh my goodness.
We were lucky to get 2 bottles of batch 1, and
we
drain-
prefer batch 1 over batch 2.
this is my favorite of all. They've done 3 batches now. Well, the 3rd batch is coming out literally as we sit here and speak. It's hitting stores anytime in the markets that it is distributed to, which are not very many, as David is saying in chat. It's only 11.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Keep that up.
Garrett saying,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that bottle anywhere near us.
it's very niche whiskey.
It's niche.
I freaking love this bottle so much.
delicious.
It's crazy whiskey though. Like, it's dark as night.
It's funny though, because in the glass, it didn't present as dark. It didn't present super darker than the ones it was next to me.
Hey, we're just hanging out and talking, so I didn't really even pay much attention to the colors of the whiskeys.
But like,
We can't even see them.
Here's
for-
this one.
Yeah,
Compared
that was
to
in
your,
your
like 7.
blacked
like,
out
this is
glass.
6.
Compare it to sample 4.
Yeah.
Compare
This
7 to 4. Or
I
sorry,
mean,
6 to 4.
6 to 4.
6 to 4.
Yeah.
So
It's way.
look at
4.
I'm gonna enlarge you guys here.
Oh,
Glass
Thank you.
number, the lighter one, 4.
yeah.
That is Discovery Series Discovery Series number 12, which is a dark whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
The darker of the 2 is 13 Calling Double Oaked. Batch 1. It's a wild pour. All right.
Yeah.
All right. On to 7.
Oh, I'm excited about 7.
My Chemical Romance.
Can I just say, you have to be proud of me because I tasted it
Mhm.
and immediately knew what it was.
Well,
can you please just take
yes,
a moment to be proud of
I'm
me?
very proud of
Thank
you.
you.
I'm very proud of Kaylin, because Kaylin
Mm-hmm.
got on the nose
She picked up.
exactly
Uh-huh.
what I get on the nose, to an absolute T. And I'm not saying it's T, but like, you nailed it. And when I smell anything from this distillery, the very first note and the most prominent note I get is rubber cement.
Mhm.
It's
It is the immediate tip off.
But
I
like,
just
it's
tasted it
kind
again,
of-
thinking like maybe this version of me a few minutes later would taste something different. No, it's the exact same. It's rubber cement.
But it's also,
Here's the thing,
in my
though.
mind, I'm like, it's rubber cement, but it's also kind of not bad.
I
Like, I kind of don't hate it.
It's
I-
fun.
I adore this whiskey.
Oh,
Well,
This is
I
now,
adore
like
I adore this pour.
I do too.
stop it. You can't. This is not your favorite now. You already said it was 2.
it was so
This
on the
is-
fence though.
This is a very expensive bottle that
Hang on, don't be pumping it up.
Stop. I'm gonna tell them. So I am typically I'm a cheapskate when it comes to whiskey. Like, just because this is a very expensive bottle that I gave Josh permission to buy as much as he wanted because I really enjoy it.
Is that an option? Can I give you or rescind permission?
I don't know
I
if it's in
mean-
the contract.
In actuality, he does what he wants.
I'll have to check the fine
He
print.
does what he wants, but he will have permission to buy this without repercussions if it blows the budget. I guess that's
All
what it should
right.
And,
It is
and
fun.
you'll find out why, because it's different. One of these things is not like the other. It's different from
Yeah.
everything we've tasted.
This is that.
Okay.
It almost reminds me of like going back to the smoking a pipe thing. Like when I was first starting out, I would go and buy like the
This better be a short story.
well, I was gonna say like the cheap sort of like flavored pipe tobacco where it would be like in a Ziploc, big bag pouch thing, and I'd open that up, and that initial freshness of like if it was like a cherry flavored pipe tobacco or something, but then like also like a little bit of like plasticky smoke. Man, that's weird. Oh my god.
It's a wild pour.
I'm so excited to find out what it is because I just have no idea at all.
So there's a reason the title of this is called A Journey of Wild Blind Pours with special guests on the barrel whiskey. I could not say that it is a journey of wild blind whiskeys with on the barrel whiskey.
Did I not say, is this even a whiskey?
You did. Called it. This is Foursquare Rum. This is Touchstone. And I get rubber cement on the nose of every single Foursquare I've ever tried. But
You
Fred
sneaky
called
guy.
Fred Minnick called this a pappy of rum. I love.
And that was almost Dustin's favorite. So I think you were an imposter. You're a whiskey imposter.
So let me give you guys the details on this. This is Barbados rum, as all Foursquare is. Exceptional cask selection. This is 14 years old, aged in ex-bourbon and ex-cognac barrels. It is a combination of pot and column distilled spirits. This was a couple years old now, non-chill filtered, no sweetener added, very clean rum. I love putting these Foursquares in flights, especially with old bourbon, because things start getting real crazy.
Yeah.
And it's either going to be the very first place pour for someone or the last place pour. Like it's not vying for the middle.
It's not like everything else.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
It doesn't play the middle like Bardstown Discovery 12 did tonight. Like this is very much, you're either going to love it or you're not going to dig it too much. So
the only rum of late that I have like loved, and granted we do not taste rum very often, but we went to Jamaica a few years ago and we're going again in February. But Appleton rum, it's just like just a floater of Appleton rum on top of a pina colada sitting on the beaches of Jamaica is so delicious. I'm sure it is, but that is like that. Just to give you like an idea, like that is like the last rum I've tasted before this.
I'm like worried. See, like now that's opened my world up to the world of rum, which I'm scared for now because I need more shelves.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And Kaylin, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I met David Perkins, the original founder of High West, who was he was at an event with Keeper's Heart, O'Shaughnessy Distilling here in Minneapolis, and he recommended. Oh, now I forgot off the top of my head. I wrote it down somewhere, but he recommended a rum. He was the one who was like, you should like look at this rum, like it's so good, blah blah blah. And I was like, well, if David Perkins is telling me about a rum, I got to try it out, and I still haven't. And now I am.
Now he doesn't even remember what it was.
Now that has reignited the spark to try more rum. Oh no!
Wow, you really got us.
It's over. It's all over.
Yeah.
Foursquare is they're kind of in a league of their own.
They are very pricey. Like
they're. Like so they do an annual vintage release of like 2008, 2009 Foursquare, 2010. I think they're on 2010 or 11 now. I think 11's out. 2012 should be coming out anytime now. They usually run about like 100 to 150 a pop. They have that, and then they have separate and apart from that, the yearly vintages that they do. They have two different other types. They have strictly ex-bourbon that they'll put a name on, like, and I'll just send you guys a separate sample of this, but we have one that we like even more than this one called Nobiliary, and it's straight ex-bourbon, no ex-cognac, so it's just a different experience. But so they do some that are strictly ex-bourbon, and then they do some that are like, they've done ex-bourbon and ex-cognac, they've done ex-bourbon and ex-Armagnac, they've done just all kinds of different stuff, but it's all super clean. It's all super good. I love Foursquare stuff. I really try to get every yearly release of the vintage. And then for the individual kind of the exceptional cask series that they call it, I just, pick up whatever I can pick up, whatever the budget fits. So
wow, that's fascinating. What a little nugget of knowledge about you guys. Just secretly, you got this little rum stash.
Yeah.
You cannot find a bottle of alcohol in our house that isn't whiskey, except maybe I think there might be a bottle of gin in the freezer.
Sure.
Oh, tequila. We have a couple bottles of tequila. We both really like tequila, but yeah.
Oh, man.
I did briefly consider the idea of sending you guys some Treaty Oak barrel aged 2-year, or no, maybe longer than that, maybe 48-month barrel aged gin.
Is it a baby?
That's 155 proof, I think. But I was like, you know what?
Oh my gosh.
We don't need to do that.
Second date. We can do that on the second date.
Yeah. There we go. It's a wild ride.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and pour 8.
Okay.
And
I just put chapstick on.
So it's not going to matter.
Okay.
Kaylin, glass number 3. Dustin, glass number 2 or 7. You, glass number 5, and me, glass number 6.
Aaron. Thanks for playing.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Pour 8. Tell me what you think about it, and then compare it to your favorite and see.
Oh, I know why this is last.
And by the way, Dave Renstrom in chat, please pour 8 and tell me what you think about it in chat.
Is this electrical tape, Josh?
Oh no.
Yeah, probably. I
Why
think
you
I
do
did
this
that.
to us?
Oh, we got it.
You're gonna know real soon.
You're gonna know as soon as you open it that it was not like anything
Whoa.
else.
Okay. By the way, this flight of pours is available.
This is not Johnny Walker Red.
Correct. Shout out Walker, Donnie, Steve. We got you guys in on the super chats. We really appreciate it.
Yes, I got y'all.
This flight is up. Yep, you're up to date.
I am up to date.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's why you couldn't open it yet, because it's very
You can't have this and then the
very
other stuff.
smoky.
So you
Yeah,
actually might
sure.
want to take a taste of your previous favorite before you take a taste of this.
I don't know if I want to.
So Dave drinking the same stuff says this is Dustin's favorite easy.
Yeah.
And he said poured and I just started coughing. Serious smoke.
Does Dave not like smoky?
I don't know. I don't know if Dave's ever had a peated
Oh,
whiskey before.
man, there's some good extra.
We
like,
did send him some, didn't we? Did we send him peated ones? No, I can't.
So
remember.
for anybody in the chat that doesn't know, Dave has the same flight because I was already watching you guys. I was like sussing things out. I was mentioning it on Discord. Some other people were mentioning it on Discord. It was like there's this cool new channel out. You guys got to check it out. Also, really cool that you guys got a shout out from Whiskey Tribe. I was mentioning
That's insane. No, we
Yeah.
still
Yeah, that's
can't
very
believe
cool.
that.
That
It's
was
not
wild.
real.
Did that like help your channel grow when they did that?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely, if I look at like the analytics graph, there was definitely like
That's so
huge
cool.
spike.
That's
that.
awesome.
That's so
and
nuts.
it was before that like, so Daniel has his own, he comes out and like comments like singularly outside of Whiskey Tribe, and I think you noticed that he came upstairs one day and just had complete shock and awe on his face, and he wouldn't speak, and I was like, what's going on? What's wrong? Are you everything? Timmy's stuck in the well? Like, what's happening? He's like, Daniel Whittington just commented.
Yeah, and then Kaylin was like, "Who's that?"
Like, I mean, no, I could have picked him out of a lineup, but I didn't know. I didn't know
because
his
she's been watching me watch them, for
Well,
however many
okay.
years.
I'm a huge Brianna
Also,
fan.
Justin, you don't have to make excuses for her. I admittedly do not watch any Whiskey Tube. I don't even subscribe to us.
Yeah.
So I would proudly say
subscribed to you guys for a
that.
while on my private channel, but yeah.
So
The only thing she sees,
because it messes up my algorithm if I
the
subscribe to us.
like she's seen you guys because I've shown her. I'm like, you got to see this, or like
Josh will show me things, but I don't watch it on a regular basis. So it's
We'll
okay.
get back to this, but I would love to know what's in your algorithm.
It's so random.
Like true crime and like real trial TV.
It is absolutely true crime. It is anti-MLM content, and it is some knitting content. I like to knit.
She's a knitter.
A little bit. A little. You do? Oh my gosh! Why aren't we best friends? I also a little bit of sewing content, and then some slow fashion content because I am on the hunt for like the
capsule wardrobe,
the perfect capsule wardrobe situation.
Oh.
So that's what's on my algorithm, and I don't want to mess it up with whiskey.
Yes,
so
I don't. I switch accounts all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is for this account, and this is my account.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. All right. So this is a peated scotch.
Yeah, this is a peated scotch, obviously.
Clearly, we all know what this is.
And whatever this is delicious.
Yeah, I almost wish it was an Amroot so I could say that I had that level of forethought to send you something, like
From
Amroot, like an Indian single malt peated. I got to give Jason Zell a shout out. Huge super chat, $125. Thank you so much, man. That's incredibly generous. Aaron does have you in there.
I do have you in there. Yeah,
that's
thank
crazy.
you, Jason. That y'all. First of all, thank you anyone who is super chatting.
Yeah.
And I have all of you because Josh is keeping a running, we can see it, and I'm writing you down. So thank you all.
Yeah.
Just thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know even how to.
It definitely makes better watching content when we're not stopping to comment on everything. We're just hanging out. But we do have all you guys down in the log here. We will randomize all that.
Jason,
here.
Steve, Donnie,
Walker,
Dave,
and then everybody else we previously.
But
yeah, this pour was put at the end, and I didn't even want you to open it until we were done. So we already all know that it's Dustin's favorite pour of the flight. It
so
counts
good.
as 2.
This is delicious.
Like 2 can 2 even hold a candle to this to you,
Also,
Dustin?
This tastes like
It's
this tastes like a
so
little
good.
bit. It tastes like char, like literal like char scraped off of like, but char scraped off of like really good barbecue. Like
Oh, yeah, like when you barbecue
there's a
something.
little bit of a barbecue note, but it's not
Yeah.
it's not like barbecue like what we just had on the Ardbeg series.
Yeah.
Like it's not that hickory, but there's just like a little bit at the end. It's actually really good, and I am not the peated Scotch lover that this guy is.
I feel like it's a blackened Jamaican jerk chicken.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm getting in like the best way. It's like the blackened part. When you scrape the blackened part off of like a Jamaican jerk chicken.
That's a good
That's
call.
Yeah,
what
it's like some
I'm
good
kind of here for.
spices. Yeah, I really like it.
Oh,
I'm glad you
What
guys
you
agree.
do to us.
So Jason Zell says 18-year Rolling Fork Barbados rum, probably Foursquare, or is Foursquare, Asian ex-bourbon, and it's the best rum I've ever had. Rum finished bourbon, not rum, yeah. So this right here, this was so funny. I sent you guys this, and then you guys came out with
And then we did the Ardbeg series.
Yeah, you did the Ardbeg series.
Oh, is this Ardbeg Oogdale?
No, it's not.
Oh.
But it's cool because like I know that Dustin really loves peated Scotch. I have watched a fair few of you guys' videos. I'm not still really sure, Kaylin, how you feel about peated Scotch. Like I feel like sometimes you're on board, and sometimes it's like this is interesting, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah,
So I wanted to send you guys something that we really enjoyed.
I really like this.
Okay, and also I would be curious since it is so recent. You did do that blind with all the Ardbegs, and it was Hypernova, Scorch,
Yep.
Bizarbecue, and what was the other one?
Ardcore.
Hardcore, yeah.
This is up there with Bizarbecue for me. I really like it.
On memory alone, how do you feel like it compares to Bizarbecue? Do you feel like it's
God.
just on memory alone?
That's a big ask.
Yeah, I know it's a big ask, and I like big asks.
I think
So,
Yeah,
here
you
we
do.
are.
Yeah, you do.
Oh man,
God.
I would love if this is something available in cheap because I love this. But this is like this is sorry. This has more complexity to it than I think Bizarbecue
I think
does.
it does too. Yeah, I would say Bizarbecue is a little more smack you in the face, hickory like barbecue.
I think this starts off
A little more dimensional.
like nicely malty, and then I would be surprised if this isn't finished. I guess I'm getting some pretty nice like either port or sherry notes, but if it's not, that would be crazy.
How can you even find those?
It tastes like
I
the
don't
color
know if I
purple.
could. I don't know if I can rank it.
It tastes like the color purple.
It tastes like the color purple.
Yeah,
Like I feel your finish.
that's
You are spot
like
on.
A movie
Yeah.
and a play and
The
a
color purple.
yeah.
I mean, they're from Minnesota.
Oprah.
Purple
Like-
Rain.
Yeah, we are aware of that.
The first sip of this, honestly, almost like I could put myself like when I was touring. Usually, I was by myself, and I toured around all over the country and playing like college campuses mainly. I had a booking agent that just did college campuses, and so it was just me. I'd go and play colleges all over the place, and I often drove out east. Like I played a ton of schools out east, and I camped one night in the Finger Lakes, like the north side of the Finger Lakes.
Yeah.
And it was just me, and I had stopped at like a liquor store and gotten some like wine finished stout beer for some reason. And this put me back sitting by the campfire, just like by myself on like a beautiful night with drinking that beer after I had
memory
a show.
alone, does this go to number one then compared to Bizarbecue?
Oh man. I really
I do
love
think this is more dimensional than barbecue. Like Bizarbecue for me was really great, and it was funky compared to the other ones we were tasting. But this seems like it has different facets to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was you guys first of all the Ardbeg, right?
Yeah.
And I will disclose that we are big Ardbeg fans, but there are a couple of other distilleries that do peated scotches that we really like. Although there are some distilleries that do peated scotches that we don't really like. Like I love Bruichladdich, I love Ardbeg, I love Lagavulin. I Cargus is good, but like by and large, Lafroig, Pete, and me do not get along.
Yeah. That can be a different beast for sure.
Yeah. There are some distilleries that I don't really vibe with, but the ones I really enjoy are Lagavulin, Ardbeg, and Bruichladdich.
So what is this?
So
I'm dying to know.
We're about to know. Dustin, this is your favorite? Does this beat 2 for you? Does this beat the old grassy wallet?
I mean, yeah, I know they're completely different genres, but I still, like I would pour this over any of these any day, just because.
And that's the ultimate test. At the end of the day, if you had to have one more glass of any of these, what would it be? You're saying glass 8.
For
Caitlin,
sure.
which one are you saying? Where are you going on? If you had to have one more
God,
pour,
like you mean back to like 3 versus this?
Yeah, if you had to have one more pour of any of these glasses, which one would it be?
It would be 3. So
Dave, comment in the chat. What's yours?
What's
yours?
Well, you know I like Scotch more than bourbon, so
I do know that.
It's gonna be this one too.
I'm gonna take another sip real quick. We might be 3 against 1 here. I might like this.
Not against. She's not wrong. She likes what she likes.
Okay, 3 versus 1.
She likes what she likes, and
I like it better than Barbecue. I did say that.
Move her out of here if you want. She
no, she stays.
She stays. She knits.
Yeah, she's a keeper, man.
All right.
I think if you're asking me what bourbon.
No, I'm asking you which pour.
Then I want 5.
No, that's not what I asked.
But if you're asking me what pour I want,
that's what I said.
Then I want 8.
I think honestly, right now, 8 is the most interesting pour on the table. It's my favorite. Like I love the 13 Colony Double Oaked. Kaylin, I see you and I hear you, and I want to acknowledge your feelings here.
I feel like you threw like a red herring in here.
He did. He threw a curveball.
Three is very good. Michter's Toasted
Rye.
Rye is very good.
It is. Michter's Toasted Rye is one of my favorite ryes. So it's very good.
I need to keep this out because once the stream wraps, we'll hang out a little bit backstage briefly, and I'm gonna have to pour a little bit more of this. Glass 8. What you were drinking, and
we didn't know.
Upon this reveal, this is going to be your last call for super chats in the video description, link below, and the pinned comment and all that stuff. Get them in now. We're going to cut it off here in a minute after the reveal of this last bottle.
So let's say at 10. Whoa, it's 10:23 Central Time.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Holy moly, y'all! I'm up
right.
past my bedtime.
I know we are like 9 o'clock, 9:30 bedtime people.
Okay, so at 10:25. Super chats are cut off.
So what
Central Time.
I will say this. I just before the reveal, I want to say I'm so because you guys you do some peated whiskey or some peated Scotch content. You do like various types of content. Bourbons popped up. It was really interesting seeing your preferences and where they fell in all this. Like 13 Colony Double Oaked is I love that bottle. Russell's 15. We both turkey heads. That meant something to us. We love rare breed. Our logo and branding is based after Bardstown Bourbon Company.
It's inspired by not based on. We didn't copy them.
Like the clean modern look. That's inspired by Bardstown Bourbon Company. So Disco 12 was cool to include, especially since people are calling it Whiskey of the Year. You got your Jack Daniels, the hometown ties. You got the Michter's Toasted Rye with our love for that bottle. The Welsh single malt, which I didn't think you guys had ever tried Welsh whiskey. I thought that was cool. I didn't think you had ever tried like a crazy rum like Foursquare.
Nope.
And I love that I included this pour and it came so quickly on the heels. I sent this flight to you guys before you did.
Before they released it.
Right. Before you released it, because you have done many different peated scotches, but you also do other things as well. It just so happened that your most recent video is a peated Scotch Ardbeg blind. And I love that that's so recent to memory so that you could compare this to Barbecue, which was both of you guys' favorite. And it sounds like both of you guys prefer this to Barbecue.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Barbecue a lot, but I do feel like this one has a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to taste them side by side. And now we can because we have more.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, which is great.
Oh, man. Almost wish you could do that right now on screen.
That we
Okay.
want.
Okay. So
I mean,
super
it's sitting
chats are
right
cut off.
there.
Can you refresh the page real quick to make sure?
Yes,
I got
let me
everybody?
actually, if you said they're sitting right there, do you have a Glenn? You could throw that in real quick. I'd be curious to see how you think they compare.
Yeah. While they do that,
Yep.
I can read. I can do the
Oh,
randomizer.
I know we're delaying the reveal here, but we're gonna find out. So we're gonna go ahead and actually do the randomizer and all that stuff while we do this. I'm gonna pour a little bit more of this because
I want to say super chats are officially cut off. I'm going to be doing the randomizing stuff over here. So you guys pour. We will reveal. Do not worry. We will reveal what we're drinking. I'm actually very curious to see what we're drinking.
you know what this is, but you don't know what this is.
Well, obviously I've had it before because it's in our home. I just don't know what it is.
I'm getting called a tease. Garrett saying I'm skim milking this. Good skim milk callback. I love that.
Sorry. I mean, I came from a divorced household. In one house we had skim milk, and one house we had 1%. So I was very familiar with the taste of both.
Do you have a preference?
Which parent do you love more?
Well, my dad never drank the skim milk, so truly I was the one purchasing that.
Okay.
Good call.
But I think I have love for mostly one, like these days, if I'm gonna drink milk, it's gonna be like at least 2% or whole milk. It's usually like a creamer of some kind added to something. Like we drink black coffee mostly, so we don't drink a ton of milk. But
yeah. So we're an almond milk household.
Yes.
And it's only because for me, it's because almond milk lasts longer in the fridge than
regular and we
cow
don't like drink milk anymore. Like I used to be a milk for dinner. Like we came from a milk for dinner family, and so like we have milk all the time. But now, like in our adulthood, like milk is pretty much only with cereal, and so we usually do almond milk. But he prefers oat milk because it tastes like basically tastes like cereal milk melted down.
Yeah, oat milk is very creamy. It is. I do like to get oat milk when I get my like pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks.
Yeah, it does add something.
Black coffee.
Oh, they're very similar.
Yeah, honestly,
they're
I was
really
just about
similar.
to say,
Really? Okay. Well, do you have a preference between the two?
I think the Bizarrebecue is brighter, like a little bit more sugary bright.
Yep, it is. Yep.
And the other one
more hickory.
is a little more
char.
on the like
charred
darker,
side.
Still sweet though, but on like a darker fruit.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Molassesy side.
Oh, I get the molasses note. That's a great call, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I do like the barbecue slightly better, but I think that just might be the Kalen of today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see they would become interchangeable at any given
oddly
moment.
close.
Yeah.
I think I prefer whatever the mystery thing is though, because it's a little bit just darker and like more I don't know, maybe malty is the word.
Mysterious.
It's not quite as sugary sweet, which I like about it.
No, the comments are going crazy. They want you to review it.
All right.
Well, because Josh is very notorious for bearing.
Here's the thing. Caitlin likes Bizarrebecue slightly more.
Slightly.
And that was her favorite in the Ardbeg blind they did. And then Dustin likes the mystery pour glass number 8 a little bit more.
Okay.
Dave had this ahead of a couple of like lower down pours, but not. You love this. I love this. Mm-hmm. What you are drinking is
I thought it froze for a
Bizarrebecue.
Yes.
You sneaky guy.
So wait, why is it different?
I told you backstage that one of these pours you have had before.
Amazing.
I did not know that you had it before until the video came out.
No wonder they smell so similar.
There you go. But this is a perfect testament to when you're double blind and you don't know what you're tasting.
Yeah.
You start perceiving differences. Now, to be fair, there may be differences that are there because this could be batched on it could have sat in the vat for a few days longer. It
could actually be different.
But yeah, we love Ardbeg.
Yes.
To me, it is my favorite peated Scotch profile. And we wanted to send you our favorite bottle of Ardbeg. Now,
so you sent this before we did that, before we did the review. That's crazy.
And when I saw that it was in the lineup for your 4 pours, I was like, I hope it's not last.
Yeah.
That's so great. And it was the cheapest of the 4 we did. I was very proud about that we liked the cheapest of the 4.
I'm in lament a bit with you, Dustin. I wish I had another bottle of that.
I know. When I bought it, I bought it at a store and they had like full row of them. And I was just like, oh, I'll try one of these. This sounds interesting. And now, of course, it's from what I've seen, it's a lot harder to find than it once was. And so I'm just like, man, I should have,
on a Scotch note,
should have had hindsight.
And unrelated to Ardbeg, because I think they're very different, but there is. Do we say what we just did? That it's coming out soon.
Tease it.
Tease it a little bit. Yeah, plug it. Plug in the video.
If you like ice cream.
Oh, I love ice cream.
I love ice
and
cream.
You like Scotch.
I forgot about it.
I love Scotch.
Yes, the new
A Tale of Ice Cream.
Glenmorangie, A Tale of Ice Cream.
Oh,
is their new
all right.
Their new release. They always do like a tale of winter here, which is a fun little sweater bottle, and then a tale of the forest and a tale of cake.
Anyway, I love sweater weather.
A tale of ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Tale of Ice Cream and I was like, oh man.
Nice.
Like,
okay. Cool.
It's surprised.
I did not know Scotch was your favorite. Wow.
I love Scotch.
Aaron's favorite for sure.
I love Scotch.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I do have more Scotch than I do bourbon and rye.
I think I like Scotch first, and then I might like
rye second.
Rye and Irish are pretty close. I don't know a lot about Irish, but rye and Irish are pretty close. Good Irish, like high quality Irish.
It's gotten really expensive. Like
and then bourbon is honestly like the last.
It's like fifth place
out of the whiskeys.
It's probably under American single malt for you.
Oh, I love American. I love single malts.
Yeah.
Single malts in general. Any single malt is above a bourbon.
Yeah.
For me.
That's so awesome.
I think bourbon is just a little. Typical bourbon is a little too sweet for me in general.
I'm the same way. I like just give me a bunch of just malted barley.
There was one Scotch review we did recently, and somebody commented something like immediate thumbs down and can't watch the rest of the video. And it is just so funny how polarizing it can be to some folks that but I do feel like we try to like mix it up a lot. And even I'm thoughtful about it when I'm picking your Mystery Mondays, where I'm like, okay, what is the video we just did? And what are the ones I know we have coming up? Like, I want to make sure we're not just doing like Scotch.
Yeah.
Scotchy, Scotch. What is that?
Down in my belly.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
That's great.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
You didn't even mean to make it like a fun little like thing. Like you meant to make it a fun little thing, but you didn't even mean to trick us. It just happened to be.
Happened naturally.
He didn't even know.
And then when you were like, I think I like this better than Bizarre.
Oh, that's so funny.
Trick and treat.
Really?
That's cool.
Yeah, that couldn't have worked out better. You know, the whiskey.
It is really good. And now I'm glad to know that we really like a similar bottle together.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a nice little thing.
It's our bottle.
Our bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
was a ton of fun. Let's run the randomizer real quick for the giveaway. Somebody's winning 1 ounce samples of all 8 of these
this
pours.
flight we just had, including the barbecue.
Including the barbecue.
So if you don't like peated scotch, sorry, you're hitting it.
Yeah.
Try it. You might like it.
If you don't know if you like peated scotch or not, drink the first 7 and make your decisions based on that. And then drink the 8th compared to your favorite.
Do not open or pour the 8th before you drink the rest.
Yeah, don't even pour it in the same room. You can literally smell it across the table.
Right, here comes a drum roll for you.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We're not ready yet.
Oh, dang it.
We have to organize What's our range?
98.
Oh, wow. You guys went nuts tonight. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, nope. I did it wrong. 1 to 98?
1 to 98. All right. You can do it?
All right.
All right. Drum roll.
So you guys can see this, right?
I don't
minimum 1, max 98. Aaron has randomized it. Oh, there's so much glare. And she's already mixed up
40.
40.
Okay.
They say 40 is the new. What's
25?
I don't know.
Okay, 40.
I don't know what they say actually.
Who's 40?
It is
Jason
Zell. Heck yeah,
Woo!
man! Congratulations, you're getting the flight.
Yeah, you are.
It's coming your way. I've got Jason's info. I will
Okay.
reach out to you, but reach out to me as well in case I get busy tomorrow.
Yeah.
That would be helpful. But I will remember this and reach out to you. Hey
but
Siri,
also reach out. Yeah.
email Jason Zell tomorrow.
Y'all, if I didn't have Siri on my phone.
Look, I'm just being real. This is
I
real
would
life.
not remember all these things. And what's really wild is Josh's stepmom's name is Siri. So when she's here, we have to, and I'm constantly saying like, because we have our grocery list on our phone. So I'm like, Siri, add, milk to the grocery list. When she's here, I can't do that. I can't talk to my phone when Josh's stepmom is here.
Yeah. Wow. I'd never thought of. I've never known anyone named Siri or met anyone.
Well, there's
named
people
Siri.
like my stepdad's name is Terry, and so when
yeah.
there are certain names that I know that when I say around, like Siri always pops up on my phone. Of course, I have an old iPhone, so that could be why too. Could be some kind of problem. I still have a button on my iPhone, so.
Oh,
nice.
That's you got the retro. You got the retro model.
I appreciate the retro vibes.
Yeah,
highly coveted. I'm refusing to give it up.
The vintage nostalgia. Yeah. I dig it.
I really enjoyed my iPhone 6, but like I had to get rid of it because it had 0 battery life.
Yeah. You have to stay really close to a wall outlet.
I had to be plugged in.
Basically a corded wireless phone.
Yeah. It's like a home phone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have a giveaway winner.
We do.
We had
a great time tonight.
Completed our flight.
I hope we had a great time tonight.
I had a wonderful time.
Not at all.
Yeah. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties, Dustin.
It's okay.
We figured it out.
We figured it out. That's all that matters.
You can't be on the internet without technical difficulties from time to time.
Yeah.
It happens. We all survived. We all had a great time. And we're good. Oh, real quick, Jason Zell says, I just got the last sample pack the other day because he won on a previous live stream because Jason Zell goes crazy with some super chats. Very generous.
Yes.
He said, I tried A and B samples and liked A better than B. I'll email you the full results of all the samples and my preferences so I know what I was drinking. Jason, real quick before we sign off, comment in chat. Do you want me to tell you what you were drinking in A and B?
Well, he'll email you so you can tell him that.
B. It's pertinent.
Oh, it's pertinent.
It's pertinent. Do you want? It's pertinent.
Pertinent.
Pertinent, Jason. I can tell you if you want. If you don't,
you want to.
You want to.
Fixing to.
I'll tell you.
Fixing
you want to. Thank you guys for coming on. I just want to real quick say the editing. We didn't even get to channel talk, which to me honestly is like one of the most interesting conversations, which would literally bore the chat to tears to talk about the background.
If they're willing to stay up a little bit, we could talk off backstage.
So Jason said, yes, please. The A-B samples, A that you liked better was Glass 4, Bardstown Discovery Series number 12. And B, the sample you liked the less of the two was
Russell's
sample
15.
5, Russell's 15.
Oh.
And as a note, David W, that I sent the winner of the last live stream, the same, he also picked Bardstown Discovery 12 over Russell's 15, just like Kaylin.
All right, cool.
So
just like
I feel like they're very close.
He says, wow.
It'll be interesting, Jason, since we're going to be sending you this again. Maybe you should change up the numbers for what you sent.
It's already packaged. I'm not doing that.
Dang it, but
Jason, if you don't want to know, just keep it around until you forget what everything was and then do the flight.
Okay.
I can't change later.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's sign off.
Yep, we'll sign off here.
Let people go.
I just want to say I appreciate you guys' production value. I appreciate just like the honesty and the yourselfness that you bring to all of this. It's the best thing that any of us can possibly bring to this space, and it makes it a ton of fun. I wish I had Dustin's musical skills. I wish I had you guys' comedic timing.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
But you guys absolutely kill it. If you are watching this, if you're one of the 141 people on this right now
that are still on, thank you for watching.
And that you're not watching this, you have two options right now. You have the option to go subscribe to On the Barrel.
I think a lot of people have. Hang on. If you haven't, do it.
You have the option to go subscribe to them.
No, you don't. Just do it.
Hang on. You have the option to do that.
You don't have free will here.
Stop. Let me finish my sentence. You can subscribe to them and then be subscribed to us as well. Or you cannot subscribe to them and you have to unsubscribe from us.
Stop it.
We're all in this together. Yes. And a rising tide lifts all ships. Okay. Yes. Go hit the button. Go click the button. Do it. Get it done. And we're all cool.
Okay.
And we're not cool if you don't do it.
1/10 of what this channel is.
Yeah. Man. Seriously. No, you guys, thank you for having us. I mean, come on. You talk about production value. You are.
I mean, it's all
the
him.
king of yeah. I
I
mean,
just know
I can't sit with some of, you know, some like most people for 3 hours and talk about just like whatever.
she can't even talk to me for 3 hours.
Yeah, I definitely can't talk to you for 3 hours.
Put
Thank
me in
you
a ring
guys
with
for
this
being
guy.
a buffer
Yeah.
for our relationship tonight. It's been amazing.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on and being willing to come on.
Yeah.
Cheers to
Absolutely.
everyone.
Anytime. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
Caleb, we gotta knit. Like,
Gotta
what
get
are
some
you, what are
knitting.
you working on?
Usually on our live streams, Erin does pull out her knitting, and she didn't do it.
I
Tonight.
usually do.
It's because we had company.
We had company, and I was on my best behavior.
That's so fun.
Well,
to do
I
that.
feel like they're normally on our Patreon live streams. They're doing them on our YouTube live streams.
You've done it
too.
on our YouTube live streams.
Okay.
You were going to be knitting something to give away on a YouTube
Yeah,
live
when
stream.
I get like really bored and like over the whiskey talk, I just bust out my knitting.
Which is like the first 5 minutes of every.
Where's the
whiskey
knitting
live.
sister channel here? We gotta
Here we
get
go.
an Aaron
No.
knitting channel.
We're just here's what's going to happen.
It's
you
too
guys,
much work to do a YouTube channel. I can't do one on my.
Fair
we're
enough.
going to get together. We're going to get together, and Dustin and I will nerd out about. Look, we're in the middle of this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk
Yep.
whiskey, and you guys just hang out and knit, and we're cool.
Oh,
And
okay.
Okay,
Wonderful.
It'll be great. All right.
All right.
Thank you guys for being here, Dustin and Kaylin. All you guys in chat, thank you so much for being here. This was a ton of fun. Really appreciate the super chats. Love giving away whiskey. Again,
Yes.
we wish these bottles were bottomless so that we could share with everyone.
Yeah.
But this was a blast. Hopefully this won't be the last time that we see you guys here on the channel. This was a ton of fun. We've been talking about having more guest appearances, and we just love what you guys do. So happy to have you on board.
Yep.
Again, subscribe. It's in the video description. It's in the headline. You can click it, go straight over to On the Barrel Whiskey. Wonderful content. If you like our content, I would be stunned if you don't like theirs.
Yeah.
I would be stunned.
Yeah.
So
Because they're way more funny than us.
way more
Awful.
funny. The
It's awful.
comedic timing, editing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It works.
I'm gonna-
Whatever.
Do not dispute. I will
Comedic
mute-
auto tune.
Yeah, we'll mute you.
I'll mute your mic if you try to dispute this. All right. That's
Thank
it, guys.
you.
Thanks, everyone. We're going to end it with a little cheers of some barbecue.
Yep.
Good night, all.
Cheers, everybody.
Next month, we will see you guys for Erin's birthday live stream.
Oh yeah, because November's my
Aw.
birthday month.
November's her birthday month. So
Yay.
Yes.
Wow.
see you guys then. Tons of
Okay.
fun videos coming until then. Cheers, all. Night.
Cheers.